he was able to get a pop-up to right field to end the game. Last night was incredible. Ryan Long was able to hit his second clutch hit of the season in the 8th inning or later. The last time he had a clutch inning, he was playing against the Florence Freedom on a Sunday game. It was the rubber match of the series, and he hit a game-tying home run in the 8th and ended up hitting the walk-off single in the 9th. We have Bill McCune walking up slowly, but today, with the Otters record at 16-12, they are a game and a half behind the Florence Freedom. The Florence Freedom won last night and they improved their record to 17-10. The Otters and River City Rascals tied with a record of 16-12. They are both a game and a half behind the Freedom. And the Southern Illinois Miners are right behind them with a record of 15-12. We'll get Bill McCune walking up slowly as we have Splash Day here at the ballpark, a noon start. We have a lot of kids experiencing some water activities today. There's a splash zone right in front of us at the behind home plate in front of the score booth and in front of this box. Bill, nice of you to join us. Did you say hello to your friends? They're not here. Your friends aren't here. Why not?
Are we on?
We are.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I went down to see some of the special guests from the River Point Health Campus who are going to be with us today, as well as the St. Charles from Jasper Group and the Amber Harbor from Petersburg.
Okay.
I mean, these are all elderly people, senior citizens, who are coming out here on a beautiful day to watch the Otters play. It's great.
And it's Splash Day. Do you think they like getting wet, or are they going to try to avoid the water activities today?
Well, I'll tell you, speaking from a person of that age, no, I don't enjoy it.
Okay.
Being splashed.
That's fair. So I was able to recap the game for the audience for us last night. I guess, what were your overall thoughts? I also need to mention that Tyler Beardsley pitched well, 7 innings, only 1 run allowed with 8 strikeouts.
Well, overall, yes, it was a beautiful game for the Otters. Tyler pitched a brilliant game. Unfortunately, he left losing 1-0, which again was a run that was not credited to him because of the well, it was credited insofar as an earned run, but it shouldn't have been because there were 2 mental errors.
Right.
But the mental errors never show up in the scorebook.
Right.
But he pitched brilliantly, and then, of course, you know, till the fat lady sings, and she was still at the bus stop down on Main Street, right, when Ryan Long got up, right, and hit that rocket shot over second into right center, and it just rolled, and it rolled because it was a rocket, you know, right out of NASA.
Right.
And
he was 0 for 3 going into that at bat. Right. And I was just letting the audience know, going into yesterday's game, last week on the road trip, he was 3 for 20.
Well, I tell you what, he is a premier ball player.
Right.
And yeah, I think you mentioned he was 20 and 21st at RBIs.
Yes.
And
last night. Yep.
And I think last year he led the club last year in RBIs with 55 or something. And he had 12 home runs. So last year he was the leader in home runs and RBIs, and I believe as of this moment he's also the leader.
Yes. 5
home runs, 21 RBIs.
That's right.
Yeah, we can't afford to miss him. And he was an all-star last year. Let's hope he repeats that this year.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to get to our pregame interview. It is hitting coach Bobby Siegel's birthday today. He was nice enough to give me 5 minutes. That's more than most players, actually.
Was he 21 or 22?
Today, according to, I believe, his brother, Matt, who listens to our broadcasts all the time, he is 35 today. 35 years young for Bobby Siegel. When we come back, we'll hear from the Otters hitting coach, excuse me. We'll hear from the Otters hitting coach, and then we'll get the starting lineups. And first pitch, you listen to Evansville Otters baseball. It's the pregame show on 91.5 WUEV.
Hey, all you Blues fans, we're excited to see you at this year's WC Handy Blues and Barbecue Festival, Wednesday, June 12th to Saturday, June 15th at Audubon Mill Park in Henderson, Kentucky. If you'd like to know more information on the WC Handy Blues and Barbecue Festival, you can visit their website at www.handyblues.org. And remember, A Case of the Blues is your home for blues in the tri-state on 91.5 FM WUEV.
Now let's go inside the clubhouse for today's one-on-one with the Evansville Otters.
Dave Nguyen here with Otters hitting coach Bobby Siegel. Bobby, thank you for joining me. We're about a little over a month into the season. The offense has put up some really good numbers. What have you assessed so far how the offense has produced?
We've done a pretty good job. I mean, early on in the season, surprisingly, we were doing pretty well on the side of situational hitting and really putting together some good ABs. We've done really good on the road here the past 9 games. Did really well last week in Chicago and winning that series at Florence. Sort of tapered off a little bit. Biggest concern right now is just having a quality at bat, individually. There in Chicago, we really didn't catch any kind of rhythm. We'd have a good AB here. The next guy would come up, not have a quality at bat. We're looking to string together 4 or 5 quality at bats in a row, and usually that turns into crooked numbers on the scoreboard. So, it's not to say that guys are not having quality at bats. It's just the timely hitting and the situational hitting here the past week hasn't been up to our expectations.
We talk about situational hitting because Joliet and Schaumburg defensively, as well as their pitching staffs, are some in the Frontier League. As a hitting coach, what do you try to tell the guys? Because we can hit the long ball over the fence, but when we're going up against good teams who have good pitching and good defenses, what's the approach when you tell the team to get out there when they get to the plate?
Yeah, the biggest thing I think is we talked about it today right before batting practice, and it was just coming to the plate with confidence. And, our biggest thing, I asked the guys, hey, where do you get confidence? Where do you gain confidence? And a lot of that is just the early work, your preparations. What are you doing in the dugout to prepare for your at-bat? What are you doing in the on-deck circle to get ready to walk up to the plate with confidence? And that's the biggest thing right now, is we have shown early on that we do have some power. We have some guys that can hit the long ball. Whenever we can put together the situational hitting with the power, I think we're going to be a really, really good team. The fact that we're, I believe, 15-12 right now and spending a lot of time on the road, I'm not too concerned about where we're at, but there's definitely room for improvement. And I'm just glad to be back at Bosse where we can really get the machine out and do some early work and really hone in on some of the areas of the offensive side that we really need to attack here.
Mm-hmm. Now, there were some games in the road trip where we had a lot of hits, but we didn't put together a lot of runs. There were times where there were about maybe 8, 9, 10 runners left on base where there could have been opportunities to score more than 1, 2, or 3 runs. What do you tell the guys in that perspective that in order to take advantage of opportunities to put more runs across the plate?
Yeah, as far as that goes, sometimes a question mark is, how aggressive are you on the bases? Are you taking 2 bases at a time? Are you just moving up 1 base at a time? Are you reading ball in dirt? Are you putting guys in scoring position? Are you making things happen? My biggest concern, honestly, is just having a quality at bat. There's going to be times where you put the barrel on the ball and you hit it right at a guy. And that's the hardest thing, especially for professionals when, the business side of things, it's a lot about production and numbers and what are your numbers. And I just really try to dummy it down for them and try to give them a different focus just because that's where I feel like guys can start to overanalyze and really be hard on themselves and beat themselves up to a point where they don't really need to do that. So quality at bats, man, that's just really what we're looking for. And a lot of that just comes from your pre-pitch preparation, knowing what you're looking for in certain situations, and ultimately being as aggressive as you can with that bat in your hand.
And lastly, I'm sure growing up on your birthday, you were probably playing a lot of baseball games. But if you can recall, what is maybe a recent birthday present that you received that you have enjoyed?
Oh, man, that's a great question. I'll tell you, my wife and her brother and my sister-in-law are pretty good with birthday presents. I mean, mom and dad, my brother, they always send stuff in the mail. Man, that's a great question. Birthday presents. I don't know, man. I don't even remember what we did last year. I mean, I'm getting old, man. I'm forgetting things. I mean, it's hard to say certain things that happened last week, and I'm just glad to be out on the field in uniform and preparing my guys as another birthday rolls around. So definitely looking forward to tomorrow being a day game, and hopefully we'll get an early win.
Well, happy birthday, Bobby, and hopefully a win will be good enough for you on your birthday. We'll get back to starting lineups and first pitch. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV.
The 4th Annual Burdette Blues Festival on Saturday, July 6th at the Burdette Park Pavilion will feature some of the best blues acts in our area. There'll be barbecue, food trucks, and a beer garden. General admission at the gate will provide ongoing support for blues music in the tri-state. 12 years and younger will get in free. For more information, check out the 91.5 FM WUEB Facebook page or visit evansvilleblues.com.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. We're in the pregame show. Bill McCune and Dave Nguyen here on the call. Let's get to today's starting lineups. First for the Otters, at batting first, playing second base, number 2, David Cronin. Batting second, the left fielder, number 5, Keith Griesaber. Batting third, at third base, number 7, Ryan Long, the man who basically won the game for the Otters last night. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 28, Carlos Castro. Batting fifth, today's designated hitter, number 25, Rob Calabrese. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 6, Anthony Maselli. Batting seventh, the catcher today from Long Island, New York, Mike Rizzatella. Batting eighth, the center fielder, number 3, Jack Meggs. And making his first start today, coming off the injured list, who has been waiting for an opportunity like this, playing right field, number 35, Justin Irby. And I look forward to, not only Mike catching today, but Rob in the DH position. He's been successful at that so far this year. And Irby making his first start. He's been hitting the ball very well in batting practice in every opportunity he's gotten. So we look forward to seeing Justin Irby making his first start. The Otters will be wearing their navy blue uniforms with the white letters and numbers and a maroon trim. The Thunderbolts will be wearing their gray uniforms that look very similar to the Kansas City Royals. The starting lineup for the Windy City Thunderbolts: batting first, playing shortstop, Bryn Martinez. Batting second, playing left field, Tyler Straub. Batting third, playing right field, is Shane Carrier. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Dash Winningham. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Tyler Alamo. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 5, Micah Coffey. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Randy Perez. Batting eighth, the catcher, who was the RBI man last night and got robbed of a home run, number 27, Trey Fulton. And batting ninth, he's catching. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 2, Blair Beck. Bill, as the Otters lineups are coming out on the field right now, what is one quick point you'd like to see from the Otters today as Tyler Vale makes his second start of the season?
Throw strikes.
Throw strikes?
The secret of winning is throwing strikes. A pitcher that can get by with 100 pitches for the game means he's throwing strikes and there's a lot of outs and you win.
Right. Well, Vale is the longest tenured Otter on the team.
Is that right?
And he might have a chance at 300 strikeouts by the end of the season if he pitches well. He's at 247 right now.
Oh, boy.
So we're going to get to the national anthem with Tyler Vale on the mound for his second start of the year. And when we come back, it'll be first pitch here at Bosse Field between the Evansville Otters and the Windy City Thunderbolts. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV.
Hi, everyone. everyone. This is Pat Mitchell-Worley, host of Bill Street Caravan. Join us each Saturday as we bring you the sounds of Memphis, commentary, and music interviews that take you behind the scenes. The show kicks off the All Blues Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. right here on 91.5 WUEV.
Attention UE alumni. Do you know that the UE Alumni Association sponsors numerous events each year in over 20 cities throughout the country and worldwide? Do you know that over 800 alumni, parents, and other friends volunteer with UE as recruiters, mentors, reunion planners, and fundraisers? Do you know how you can get involved? Find out more by visiting our website at www.evansville.edu/alumni.
It's game time for the Otters on 91.5 FM WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
3-1. Long. Toward right. Toward the corner. Toward the foul pole and over the wall. Fair. Home run for Ryan Long.
First pitch. Cronin crushes it in the air to deep right. He backflips it and it's way out of here.
Don't forget, Otters fans, you can catch every Evansville Otters broadcast on 91.5 FM WUEV, online at evansvilleotters.com, and through the WUEV mobile app.
Roxon deals the 2-2 pitch. Fastball called strike 3 on the inside corner. Vale rings up Bissell to end it, and the Otters are going back to the postseason.
Now, let's go out to the ballpark for all of the action.
And welcome to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Bill, we're in Game 2 of this 3-game set. Game 2 of a 6-game homestand between the Evansville Otters. And for the first 3 games of this homestand, they'll be playing against the Windy City Thunderbolts. And we got Tyler Vell on the mound. What were you about to say? I'm sorry.
I was going to say, and what a day for baseball.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Beautiful. The sun is shining, and the field is meticulously manicured.
Meticulously manicured.
Yes.
I'm liking your alliteration and adjectives every single day.
Dankeschön.
This will be Bryn Martinez against the right-hander Tyler Vell, the former 5th-round pick out of the Oakland Athletics in 2010. He gets a first pitch strike, counted 0-1. Martinez hitting .267 on the year with 2 home runs and 9 RBIs. Vell, from the stretch, he'll kick and fire the 0-1. That is behind Rizzatello. Will be in the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 1-1. That pitch was, safe to say, a little wild.
It ricocheted off something. I don't know.
The 1-1, the count to Martinez. Ground ball will be fielded by Cronin. Throws over to Castro.
Wow.
Will scoop it, and that'll be a pretty out number 1.
I'll tell you what.
That was a quick hop there, and Cronin threw it across his body for out number 1.
I'll tell you, Carlos did an excellent job of scooping that up. I mean, Cronin did an excellent job in getting over there to his right and leaping in the air and getting a throw off. But think that really solidified that job. Mark
right.
that one down, solidify.
Right. Solidify. You got it. Bring up Tyler Straub, who played third base last night. He's in left field today. First pitch strike on the outside corner from Vail. Count again 0-1. Vail made his first start against Joliet last week. Last week was his first start since July 25th of last year.
Really?
From the belt, Vail will kick and fire for the 0-1. Good placement there by Rizzatello, just missing the outside corner. Count even at 1. Straub hitting .269 on the year, 4 home runs. Otters in their navy blue uniforms, Thunderbolts in their road grays. From the belt, Vail kicks and fires. That'll be a sharp liner into center field that will drop for a base hit in front of Jack Meggs. And that'll be the first base runner of the day for either team. Straub on the board with a single. So they started last night with a single, this time from Coffee, but the second batter in back-to-back games was able to get on with a hit.
Yeah, and both players hit the ball up the middle. Cronin make an excellent play, and now that one just blooping into short center.
It'll bring up Shane Carrier, who is a good friend of Patrick McGuff's. Rizzatello sets up inside. Ground ball thrown over to Long at second for 1 to first. 5, 4, 3, double play on the one hop to Long, over to Cronin, and back over to Castro. Double play is a pitcher's best friend. We head to the bottom of the first. No score here at Bossy Field, and you're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV.
This summer, the Frontier League heads to the Big Apple as its brightest stars battle the Can-Am League's finest in the historic first-ever Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star Celebration. It's July 9th and 10th in beautiful Rockland County, nestled in New York City's suburbs. Slide to rocklandboulders.com for tickets and lodging information to see the best baseball stars shine in New York. Again, visit rocklandboulders.com and show support for your team in this Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star game.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Bill, I'm sure you want to comment real quick. That was a rather quick top of the first inning. There's a single, there's a ground out, and then a 5-4-3 double play to end the threat.
Yeah, it was a big high hop down there to third base, so actually in between third and short, and Ryan Long just came across into his right and got the big hop and just fired at the second to Cronin. Cronin got rid of that ball as quick as you could say apple pie. And there we go. We got a double play.
I could use some apple pie with a warm slice of apple pie with vanilla ice cream.
Oh, I tell you what.
Am I making you hungry right now? Cronin has an 0-1 count. Next pitch will be a called strike 2 on the outside corner. I've seen a handful of times Cronin has taken a first pitch strike, and that's fine. But a lot of times to the left-handed batter, Cronin, when he leads off, he's always taking that second pitch strike on the outside corner. The 0-2, low in the dirt for a ball. Count at 1-2 to Cronin. He was 1 for 3 last night with a single, a walk, and then scored that run in the 8th off the Ryan Long RBI triple.
That was the big first run would have tied the game because he got on with a walk. Thank God.
Mm-hmm. Pitching for the Thunderbolts with a 1-2 count. That pitch is outside for a ball. Count even at 2 to Cronin. We got the lefty Chris Washington, who's 0-3 with a 2.12 ERA. He's a good pitcher. He's 0-3 because the Thunderbolts have only scored 4 runs for him in 4 starts. It's a ground ball down the first base line. That'll go foul. Count even at 2 to Cronin. Cronin batting .227 on the year. That's another good question for you, Bill. You know, as a pitcher, how can you stay in it when your team just hasn't given you runs when you start?
Well, I'll tell you what, you're a team player, and everyone contributes to wins and to losses, and you just,
Ground ball to the pitcher, Washington will toss it over to first to Winningham in time for the 1-3 put out number 1.
What you do is, you pitch a beautiful game and you didn't get any hits, and then you go into the game, into the locker room after the game, and you say very nicely, fellas, thank you for the effort you put up. And then you knock over the locker room, and
you kick over the water can.
You rip the shower apart.
And you let out your anger that way, just not at your teammates.
Exactly.
Okay. Keith Grieshaber to the plate. He was 1 for 3 yesterday. He had the first Otters hit in the first inning with a single last night. He also was hit by a pitch, and he also scored that second run the Otters had on the Ryan Long RBI triple. Swing and a miss from Grieshaber, falling for a fastball outside. Count even at 1 out. Top of the first, no score here at Bosse Field. Historic Bosse Field, as a matter of fact. The 1-1 is outside for a ball. Count moving to 2-1 to Grieshaber, the St. Louis native. And if you're a hockey fan, tonight is Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final between the Boston Bruins and the St. Louis Blues. The 2-1 to Keith. Ground ball will be hit over to Perez at third. He throws across the diamond in time to get Grieshaber for out number 2 on the 5-3 putout. Ryan Long to the plate. I don't think there's much we need to say what he did last night.
No, but I would like to see him. I'd like to see him hit one off the WIPKY 44 signs out there
in right field.
In right field.
That would be about roughly, I'd say about 300 and some feet. Fly ball. Long swings at the first pitch. Blooper to left field. It will be caught by Martinez, the shortstop, who ran all the way out there in left field. Long swings at the first pitch, and that's the third out of the inning. A quick 1-2-3 for both teams as we head to the top of the second. No score. And you're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Habitat for Humanity Evansville and the University of Evansville are pleased to announce the Purple Crew Signature Program. The Purple Crew is a program for all UE students, alumni, faculty, and staff to help build houses and earn hours. The goal of the Purple Crew is to help Habitat for Humanity reach its goal of 500 homes this year. Want to get involved? Simply go to Habitat's website, evansvillehabitat.org/volunteer. Then click on the Volunteer Now banner. Register with Habitat as a volunteer and then select days you can build. You can also register as a team. It'll be a fun environment, and after 15 hours, you get a Purple Crew t-shirt.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. No score as we are at the top of the second. Dash Winningham to the plate, followed by Tyler Alamo and Micah Coffey. Winningham was 0 for 3 last night with a walk, a strikeout, and he grounded into a double play. Winningham leads the Thunderbolts in home runs and RBIs, 6 home runs, 17 RBIs of the year. He's hitting .240.
Wasn't that double play he hit into one of the biggest factors of the game last night?
That's right. The 1-2-3 double play.
Bases were loaded.
Vail, the righty on the mound, from the right side of the rubber, the first pitch. Fly ball, right field. Playable for Irby. Now he can't find it. Oh, there it is. And that'll be out number 1.
That was a little scary.
It was.
He put his hand up like, where is it? And he stumbled a little. That sun is not shining as bright today or now as it does around 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Right.
That's when you have the right fielder and Cronin at second shading.
Mm-hmm. Then to bring up Tyler Alamo. Alamo is hitting .244 on the year. He was 1 for 3 last night with a single and 1 walk. He also had a run scored. First pitch from Vail is a strike on the inside corner. Count at 0-1. We have Splash Day today. A lot of kids are out. There are a handful of water activities, water balloon tosses. I'm sure there are going to be a handful of buckets that will be thrown into the stands in front of the kids to splash them. Overall, a great day for Otters baseball.
Well, there's some kids with green, more or less a...
the highlighted green color?
Yeah, lime-type color.
Fly ball, left field. Grieshaber makes a step forward, and he'll make the catch for out number 2.
I was going to say lime color shirts from some, I guess, camp, and there must be 100 of those kids. Mm-hmm. And they're all really nice and polite. They're all following instructions, and I hope they get their extra popcorn and hot dog.
Well, they'll be getting water, that's for sure. Today, Splash Day at Bossy Field.
Oh, yes.
We have some young kids waving hello to us up here in the broadcast booth. Great day for baseball for fans of all ages today. Bring up Micah Coffey. He gets a first pitch ball in the outside corner. Count at 1-0 with 2 outs. Long at third, Maselli at short. Cronin at second, Castro at first, Rizzatello behind the plate. That next pitch from Vail is a called strike on the inside corner. Left-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher, Vail.
That looked like a cut fastball. Had just a little movement. Not much, but just enough to throw you off.
1-1 the count. 2 outs, top of the second, no score. The 1-1 from Vail will be just missing the strike zone. Will be low in the dirt for a ball. That one barely missed that lower bottom part of the strike zone. Count moving to 2-1.
You know, you say, does it make a difference between a slider and a cut fastball? Yes, it does, because all you want to do...
The 2-1 from Vail. Ground ball fielded cleanly by Cronin. Over to first, and that's another 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Vail. Finish your thought. Go ahead.
Oh, all I want to say is have that ball when you swing and it's coming at you straight, then all of a sudden it deviates just the slightest. That means you either chip it or you swing and miss. So it does make a big difference.
Mm-hmm. We're going to head to the bottom of the second. No score from Bossy Field here on Splash Day. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Free music, ticket giveaways, artist interviews, and jazz that cooks the blues away. The sounds are perking hot in the Jazz Cafe. I'm Paul Mattingly. I bring all that is jazz and focus on some of the best in area music and culture. Tune into the Jazz Cafe every Friday from 3 until 6 p.m. If online music is your obsession, catch us at WUEV.org. 91.5 UEV is your only place for jazz in the Tri-State. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. We have the mascot with a water gun spraying the kids at his splash zone and splash day here at Bosse Field today. To the plate is Carlos Castro. He takes the first pitch strike. Righty on lefty matchup. Next pitch from Washington, the pitcher, is a swing and a miss. That ball will be tailing foul very late. Goes behind the catcher Fulton and count quickly at 0-2 to Carlos. The lefty kicks and fires for the 0-2. There'll be a fly ball, right field, and that will drop all the way to the wall for a base hit. Rounding first and heading to second.
Go to third.
He's going to head to third. Castro on his horse, slides head first, and he is safe. The second triple of the year for Carlos Castro, the fourth for the Otters. Carlos Castro with a leadoff triple to start the second.
Yeah, and you noticed, Dave, and I know you do because you're a very observer up here in the booth, and that was a low outside pitch that he reached for, and he does that so often. He reached down with the bat and just stroked that thing to right, and it had to hug the line. And anyway, it's nice to have a runner on third and no outs.
Rob Calabrese to the plate. He's a designated hitter. Calabrese 1 for 3 last night with a single and a strikeout. The Tottenville native stepping to the plate. Another righty on lefty matchup. First pitch from Washington is a ball outside. Count at 1-0. Washington making his 5th start of the year. He is 0-3, earning a no decision in his last start last week. Next pitch is inside for a ball. Count at 2-0 to Calabrese. Washington is pitching very well for the Thunderbolts this year. The 2-0. Fly ball, right field. That'll be shallow. Be caught by Carrier, and Carlos will not go to home, as it was a rifle throw from Carrier to home plate for out number 1.
It was an excellent throw. The catcher, Fulton, just stayed at home plate, and in one hop, and it went right in his glove. You couldn't have asked for a better throw.
Right.
And if Castro had tried to run home, I'm afraid he would have been dead by at least 20 feet.
Anthony Maselli to the plate. He was 3 for 3 on Sunday with 3 singles and a run scored. He was 0 for 3 last night with a strikeout. Batting .333 on the year. The 0-1 to Maselli. Be a ball just missing the outside corner. Count even at 1 to Anthony Maselli. Washington had a no decision in his last start. He's 0 for 3, 0-3 with a 2.80 ERA. Next pitch is fouled behind the catcher Fulton. The count moves to 1-2. 1 out. Carlos Castro at third. He led off this inning with a triple. This next pitch from Washington is high and outside for a ball. Count even at 2 with 1 out. Washington has not had the run support he needed, though, so far this year. Ground ball to first, and will touch first base is Winningham. That's quick 2 outs after the leadoff triple by Castro. An unassisted out there by Maselli. There's 2 away here in the bottom of the second. And it'll bring up Mike Rizzatello, who's making his first home appearance since opening weekend against the Southern Illinois Miners.
Well, it'll be a good shot time for Mike to drive in that run because, we need to be on the board quickly. I don't know if Mike has changed his philosophy. He generally has 2 strikes before he starts swinging.
Well, there's a first pitch that's low and away. It will be called, I believe, a ball.
Yeah, it was a ball. Oh, it was outside.
The 1-0 to Riz.
That's a strike.
A cold strike on the outside corner. Count even at 1. Riz hitting .276 on the year. 8 for 29. Does not have an RBI. He has an opportunity right here. Next pitch is high, upstairs for a ball. Count it 2-1.
See, you don't want to be in a position where the pitcher is dominant. You know, you want to jump on any good pitch. You don't want to take 2 strikes.
The 2-1. Ground ball will be through the hole. A base hit for Rizzatello. His first RBI of the year. Touching home is Castro. Mike Rizzatello puts the Otters on the board. Now, Riz made solid contact right there,
Yes,
and
he
was
did.
able to roll through the hole on the left side past the third baseman, Perez. Bring up Jack Meggs to the plate. His mom, Mother Teresa, listening in. We want to give a big hello to her.
I just can't get used to that. Mother Teresa.
She says she's going to come by to Evansville one of these days.
Oh, okay.
Meggs was 0 for 3 last night, hitting .253 on the year. Will be a bunt all the way down the third base line and eventually rolls foul. See, Meggs did that because he's got some decent speed. He leads the Otters in stolen bases with 10.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a smart move, and that's what more Otter players ought to do that have that speed. And the third baseman was playing them deep, and unfortunately, that just kept rolling foul, or, you know, toward the foul line, and anyway, the third baseman smothered it when it was outside, but that was a very, very good attempt. And you're right, he flew down that base. He didn't take the commercial flight. He took the
Express.
The Express.
Rizzatello at first, he had an RBI single that scored Castro. Ground ball to the pitcher. Hustling down the first base line is Meggs, but Washington makes the play in time for the third out of the inning. RBI single from Mike Rizzatello. We head to the top of the third. 1-0 Otters the score. And you're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
Hey, it's Mixmaster Jones Capone. Be sure to check me out right here on 91.5 WUEV for Party Lights Uncut. Party Lights Uncut is the premier and longest running hip-hop and R&B show in the Tri-State. Every Friday and Saturday night, midnight to 2, Party Lights Uncut plays the best in contemporary hip-hop and R&B from today's top artists. So be sure to tune in right here on 91.5 WUEV. Party Lights Uncut.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters up 1-0 after an RBI single by Mike Rizzatello, his first of the year.
First hit?
First RBI of the year.
First RBI, yeah.
Not his first hit, first RBI. In his first plate appearance back from his injury, he did get a hit.
Well, if I recall last year when he was here, his first hit was a double, and I think the second hit was a double, and I think his third hit was a double. And then it was ironic, and I think he had a triple, one triple, one home run, 3 doubles out of 10 hits or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So Riz has the power.
Yeah.
We're in the top of the third. Tyler Vale on the mound to the plate, and this ball is rocketed left field. Going back is Grieshaber, and that will hit the top of the left field wall. Standing at second base is Perez, playing in his first game of the series against the Otters. He smacks that one to left field. It will be a base hit. He's hitting .250 on the year, and that one was clearly a shot. I think he thought he had a home run.
I did too, but Keith played that meticulously insofar as he ran back and then he turned and he waited for the ricochet to come off the wall, and he played it well, holding up to a double. That was a good play out there in left field by Keith.
Fulton to the plate. He had the RBI double last night, and honestly, I think he should have had a home run in the ninth, but it was called a foul ball.
I will second that motion.
Runner on second, leadoff double by the Thunderbolts from Randy Perez. The first pitch to Trey Fulton is a called strike right there on the inside corner. Count at 0-1. Right-hander Vale on the mound from Easton, Pennsylvania, outside of Dorney Park and Allentown.
Yes, I was there once.
Dorney Park?
Yes, once.
Are you a fan of Snoopy?
No.
Okay.
I took my oldest son there.
Years ago?
Oh, my God, 40 years, 45 years ago.
Check swing, and Fulton goes around home plate. That'll be strike two.
Let's see, Michael, I think is 50. I think Michael's 52, 53. I took him there when he was like 5 or 6 years old.
Okay.
I used to bring him with me when I scouted.
Got it.
You can't believe it. There I was.
So you would go to Dorney Park during the day and baseball at night?
That's right.
That sounds like a great day.
That's what it was. I was staying in Reading. So, we just made the trip down.
Right. Vale with an 0-2 count to Trey Fulton. Checks the runner at second. Checks him once more, the 0-2. Swing and a miss. And not only did he miss the baseball, he lost his bat. It rolls into the dugout of the Thunderbolts. And there's out number 2, something you don't see every day.
Now that is Tyler's first strikeout.
That's right. And it'll bring up Blair Beck. Nice to have the kids here today, cheering on their Otters.
Well, this is where you educate them.
First pitch to Beck, swing and a miss on a breaking ball there from Vale. Count at 0-1. That looked like a slider right there.
I believe you're right. I believe you're right.
1 out. Vale with the first strikeout to Fulton, the previous batter. Righty on righty matchup. With a runner at second, Vale from the belt. Just missing the strike zone out there.
That was a curveball by Tyler. It had a good bite, but it kind of broke early.
Well, better off that it didn't hang, right?
You called it. You're right. Hanging curveballs generally end up in Hopstock.
Runner at second, Blair Beck to the plate, hitting 186. 1 out, top of the third. The 1-1 from Vale, swing and a miss on a good breaking ball right there. Count at 1-2.
That was a slider. That was a sharp, biting slider. You're right. I mean, that looked like it was coming across the middle of the plate, and boom! It did a sharp right turn. It was a left turn. It was a left turn.
That was a pretty pitch.
Yeah.
Count at 1-2. Blair back at the plate. Vale, the Allentown native, on the mound.
See, now he ought to come back with that same identical pitch.
1-2 count. Vale from the belt, the pitch.
There it is.
Check swing. Doesn't matter. It's a called strike 3. The bat eventually goes around home plate. That'll be out number 2. Back-to-back strikeouts for Tyler Vale after the leadoff double from Perez. It'll bring up the top of the order and Bryn Martinez.
Now, you notice how he swung at that slider, that hard-breaking slider we were, talking about? And I said, well, come back with it, because what you saw in his swing earlier would indicate he was going to go after the next pitch, no matter where it was.
Martinez hitting .255 on the year. The pitch, fly ball, right field. Going back is Irby. He'll make the catch at the warning track for out number 3. That's 2 big catches right there for Irby in his first start in right field today. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. Irby will lead things off. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The University of Evansville bookstore, located on the first floor of UE's Ridgeway Center, is your one-stop shop for University of Evansville apparel and gifts. The bookstore features various UE items, including clothing from Nike, J America, and Cotton Exchange. The bookstore is open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30, and Saturday, 10 to 2. Parking is available on Walnut Street and in UE's H-Lot. The UE bookstore can also be found on the web at evansville.bkstr.com. The University of Evansville bookstore.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
The 2-1. Ground ball will be through the hole. A base hit for Rizzatello. His first RBI of the year. Touching home is Castro. Mike Rizzatello puts the Otters on the board. Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Today is splash day at Bosse Field. Justin Irby to the plate, making his first appearance this year. First start, swing and a miss there from Irby. He had a first pitch ball, second pitch a swinging strike, count even at 1.
I tell you, that pitch was out of the strike zone, but he showed a quick bat. I'll tell you what, that bat was quick.
The 1-1 to Irby from Washington. That'll be swing and a miss for strike 2.
In that case, it was an off-speed pitch, but he had a quick swing, and he was swinging before the ball got there. But this kid might be promising with the bat.
The 1-2 to Irby. Fly ball foul down the first base line. That will go out of play. Count will remain at 1-2. Started today, Chris Washington from Marion, South Carolina. A 1-2 from Washington. Check swing, and he goes around.
Oh, was it?
It was a drop third strike, so the catcher either had to throw it down to first or tag out Irby, and that's out number 1.
Oh, I thought he foul-tipped it, but I guess I was wrong.
We're going to go back to the top of the order, and David Cronin to the plate. Cronin grounded out to the pitcher. Washington is last time up in the first. Cronin last night was 1 for 3 with a single and an important walk in the 8th that helped score the first 2 runs for the Otters last night on the RBI triple from Ryan Long. Lefty on lefty matchup. Cronin bunts it down the first base line. That'll go foul.
Actually, I look at it, Dave, as Cronin was the spark that ignited the fire last night, because we were in the 8th inning and there were 2 outs.
Right.
We were losing. And when he got on base, that was the spark.
Washington, the South Carolina native. 0-1 count to Cronin. The pitch will be a foul ball down the third base line. Rolling towards the dugout on the third base side for the Windy City Thunderbolts. Count at 0-2, 1 out, bottom of the third. Otters up 1-0 after the Mike Rizzatello RBI single. The 0-2 will be a ball behind the catcher Fulton. Count moving to 1-2. Wait, did I tell you I helped Dave with his car trouble yesterday?
Yes, you did. You called AAA, and you helped him out. Yes, you did.
The 1-2. Fly ball. Left field. Going back is Perez, and they can't locate the ball. That'll be a hit. Cronin, second time is the charm for him today here in the third inning. Cronin aboard with a one-out single.
Yeah, the third baseman had no chance. He was running back like, waiting for that pass for, Archie Manning to throw that pass to him, and he couldn't locate it. And the shortstop, it was just beyond his reach.
But we know his son Peyton would have probably made that throw.
Peyton Manning, I think I heard of him. He played for the Baltimore Colts or something, didn't he?
Indianapolis Colts. Indianapolis. First pitch to Griesaber is outside for a ball, counted 1-0. But you know who did play for the Baltimore Colts?
And they left in the middle of the night. That's why the fans in Baltimore hated them.
You remember Johnny Unitas?
Yes, I do.
Johnny U, probably the first great quarterback of the NFL. Yeah. Him battling between him and Joe Namath. The 1-0 to Griesaber is a swing and a miss for a strike. Count at 1-1. And I think we need to mention to the audience, you mentioned that you saw Archie Manning play baseball.
He was still in college. He was a senior in college playing baseball for, I think it was Ole Miss.
Okay. Yes.
And it was, they were playing in a tournament, Easter tournament in LSU.
The 1-1 will be tossed over to first, not in time.
And the ironic part was it was Sunday, and I was reading the Sunday paper, and I read Archie Manning throws 3 touchdowns in the last spring football practice game. So I don't know who Archie Manning is. And anyway, now I go out and I look. I said, "Who's that playing short?" They said, "That's Archie Manning." Geez, I just read about him in the paper. Here he is, got off the football field one day, and he's playing baseball, and he's a prospect.
Wow.
So that tells you what kind of an athlete he is, or was.
Right. The 2-1 to Griesaber, high upstairs for a ball. Count moves to 3-1. Cronin on first with a single. Started off the inning with a Justin Irby strikeout. Otters up 1-0 on an RBI single from Mike Rizzatello. On deck will be Ryan Long. Griesaber, the man from St. Louis, Missouri. Chesterfield to be exact, but it's in the St. Louis area. The 3-1 to Griesaber, a called strike 2 on the outside corner from the lefty, Chris Washington. Count goes full. You got a right-handed batter, Griesaber, against the left-handed pitcher, Chris Washington. Washington, in his third season in professional baseball, played his college at Tennessee Wesleyan University. The 3-2. Go ahead, Bill. It was as Griesaber walked over to first, he was called a strikeout.
You don't say in this particular case, "Hey, boy, get back here." That's
the 0-1 foul ball behind the catcher, Fulton. Count moving quickly, 0-2 to Ryan Long, who was responsible for 3 runs last night.
Listening public member as well. Come on, Ryan.
Fly ball will go Perez trying to see if he can catch it. It will go all the way to the wall, foul on the third base side. Out of play. Count moving to 0-2.
You remember and his mother, father, grandmother, and grandfather were here. Delicious chocolate chip cookies. Were they good?
Oh man! So wait, Ryan Long's parents made that?
Yes, they were Ryan Long's parents. His mother.
The 0-2. Ball outside. Count at 1-2 to Ryan Long.
A very attractive woman. I'll tell you that. I mean, that's a compliment.
I did not meet the Longs on the road trip. I guess I never had a chance to run into them.
Yeah.
They're spending a lot of time with Ryan and very understood. Long calls time. We have Cronin at first base. He has a single. Game was led off with a strikeout to Irby and a strikeout last batter to Keith Griesaber. Ryan Long to the plate. We have a lefty-on-lefty matchup. A man from Texas against the pitcher, a man from South Carolina, and Chris Washington. The 1-2. That looked close to being a strike. Instead, it was a ball on the inside. Around the waist area of Ryan Long, count now even at 2, with 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the third. Washington gets the sign, the 2-2 pitch. Fly ball, right field, and that will hit the right field tent down the line. That will be even at 2, the count.
I'm sorry. Everyone's sitting in
Count it 2-2. 2 outs, a bottom of the third. Otters up 1-0 after a Mike Rizzatello RBI single. A lot of kids here today. It's splash day. The 2-2 fly ball, left field line. Playable for Perez in foul territory. He'll make the catch for the final out of the inning. Otters still lead by a score of 1-0 as we're through 3. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The University of Evansville's Department of Creative Writing is one of the few schools in the country to offer a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Creative Writing. Award-winning and widely published faculty teach in genre fiction, humor writing, digital media, screenwriting, creative nonfiction, and contemporary poetry. Students edit nationally and internationally recognized publications such as the Evansville Review and Measure. This hands-on experience with professional writers, editors, and publishers prepares students for graduate school or careers as editors and publishers. Visit creativewriting.evansville.edu for more information.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters up 1-0. We're in the top of the fourth. Vail on the mound for his 4th inning of work, making his 2nd start of the 2019 season. Made his first start last week in a loss against the Joliet Slammers, where Vail went pretty deep into the ballgame, went 5 2/3 innings, allowing 3 runs on 5 hits. He'll face Tyler Straub, who had the first hit of the day. He singled back in the first.
Yeah.
Vail from Allentown, Pennsylvania. The first pitch, be a called strike on the outside corner. Fastball right there from Vail. Count it 0-1.
You know, we get a chance, Dave, in between innings or in between pitches. I'd like to say something.
Sure. After this pitch right here, it'll be low and away for a ball. Count even at 1.
Today we have the River Point Health Campus people here today. And Mrs. Elaine Quigley worked down there as a volunteer for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
And you got to give these people credit, the senior citizens and the volunteers.
Fly ball, left field. Grieshaber goes back, now goes forward, and he'll make the catch for out number 1.
And anyway, you got volunteers to help these senior citizens in their golden years. And besides the River Point Health Campus, you've got the St. Charles group from Jasper and the Amber Manor from Petersburg. I mean, you know, these people, this is probably one of the highlights of their life this year insofar as coming to an Otter game. They, you know, probably locked in a room, and those nursing homes, I don't mean locked in a room, but
no, I
mean restricted.
Oh, believe me, I worked in a nursing home for a summer. I know how it is.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
I mean, they try to treat you the best as possible.
Right. So you give them credit, but give the Volunteers credit.
Oh, 100%. First pitch to Shane Carrier was a ball. Now that's a swinging strike. Even the count at 1 on the slider there from Vail.
Yeah. Yeah, those seniors, I mean, you know, how much they sacrifice for us young people.
Of course. Vail lines up on the right side of the rubber, the 1-1. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball there. Count at 1-2.
Now, if you notice, Dave, and I know you have, he's got a terrific slider tonight. Why not keep using it? If you're setting guys up, utilize it. Get the strikeout.
I think as a pitcher you want to mix it up. Use it, but not do it every time. The 1-2, that was low and away for a ball. Looked like a slider again.
It was, but he fell off the mound. That's why it was way, way wide of the plate, because when he released it, he fell off the mound toward first. Therefore, dragging his arm, therefore, drag the ball.
2-2 the count. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. The pitch from Vail. Ground ball will be slicing foul down the left field line. Count remains even at 2 with 1 out.
Yeah.
Carrier, as we mentioned last night, he played in the Minnesota Twins organization. Shane Carrier is also from Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Don't know exactly where that is.
I have no idea. I'm an east...
Northeast guy.
Yes, I scouted all throughout the Northeast and the South. I never got much to the Midwest here.
Gotcha. The 2-2 from Vail. Fly ball, left field. Going back is Grieshaber to the wall, and that ball is gone. Off the Go Otters sign in left field, and a solo home run for Shane Carrier ties this game at 1.
No, you notice Keith out there, he ran as far as he could, and then he stopped, and he knew it was gone. And when you say it didn't go over the portable fence, it hit the fence that is against the brick wall. Mm-hmm. So if the fence is 315, I'm going to say that traveled at least 365 feet.
That sounds good enough to me.
Yes. You know, if you look at it very closely, 60 years ago, that was more or less where the foul fair line was.
Okay.
Because home plate was up further.
Got it. Tie game at 1. Off the solo home run from Carrier, here's Dash Winningham. He leads the Thunderbolts in home runs. 6 of them to be exact. 2 of those 6 against the Otters in the second series of the season. He's got a 1-0 count from Vail. The Allentown native from the belt, he'll kick and fire. Be low in the dirt for a ball. Count moving to 2-0 here in the top of the 4th. Thunderbolts on the board with that solo home run from Shane Carrier. Vail from the belt, he'll rock and fire. Ground ball foul in front of the Otters dugout on the first base line. Count moves to 2-1. Winningham from Ocala, Florida, last played with the New York Mets in high A ball.
Where would that be, I wonder? New York Mets.
The 2-1. Cole strike on the outside corner, evens the count at 2 with 1 out. Vail, a Philadelphia sports fan, particularly the Sixers in basketball and the Flyers in hockey. His number 1 sport that he roots for, in fact, is hockey. Check swing, and the umpire says that Winningham did not go around.
He rolled those hips enough to hit a ball out of the ballpark, but fortunately he kept the bat on his shoulder. So that's pretty good. You know, 60 years ago, you're talking about the Mets Farm Club. Today, most of your major league affiliates have 5, 6 at the most minor league clubs.
Ground ball foul down the first base line.
Generally 1 AA, 1 AAA, and 1 or 2 A, high A's, and a rookie team or something. Back 60 years ago, when I was with the Boston Braves, we had like 22, 23 farm clubs, and the Dodgers had 29. They had 3 AAA clubs.
Unbelievable. A called strike 3 on the outside corner. Another strikeout for Tyler Vale. There's 2 away.
Yeah, they had L.A. was 1, Montreal was 2, and St. Paul was 3.
St. Paul, Minnesota.
That's right. That was the Dodger, one of the Dodger AAA clubs.
St. Paul now has an independent league team.
And one of the greatest ball players that ever wore the Otter uniform,
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen is there. And I looked Josh's record up today, and he had played in 21 games, and I think he's got 3 home runs or 2 home runs.
How many RBIs though? I know he was a doubles machine when he was here in Evansville.
Oh my God, he was one of the greatest players that ever wore our uniform.
They bring up Tyler Alamo to the plate. He's got an 0-1 count. Vale from the belt. Swing and a miss. That looked like a breaking ball right there.
Yeah.
Count at 0-2.
You could have taken Josh Allen and brought him to every organization in this city or in this locale and use him for public relations, because not only was he a great ball player, he was a great kid.
I've only met him once, and he was just really nice. Ground ball, fielded on a hop to Cronin, and will be thrown out at first for the final out of the inning. Solo home run by Shane Carrier ties this game at 1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
Does your business need rebranding? Are you worried you aren't reaching your target audience? Well, look no further. The University of Evansville is proud to announce Embrace, a new student-run marketing and communication agency. Embrace provides clients with thorough industry research, brand development strategies, and the creation of a wide range of materials and media. Visit www.embracemarcom.com to learn more. That's www.embracemarcom.com. Embrace your full potential today.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Tie game at 1. Carlos Castro to the plate, and he gets a called strike on the outside corner. Right-handed batter against the left-handed pitcher matchup. Carlos, last time up, hit the leadoff triple back in the second. Second triple of the year. For Carlos, that is. 4th of the season overall for the Otters. Ground ball to third. Perez will throw across the diamond smoothly over to Winningham. Route number 1.
But did you notice that that throw
Winningham had to drag his foot a little bit?
Yes, his foot was off the bag, and he had to come back and do the top, the Fred Astaire tip-tap.
Rob Calabrese to the plate. Had a single last night, and that inning where he and Dakota Phillips had back-to-back singles in the second inning, and the Otters failed to drive him in. Calabrese hitting .310 this year. First pitch from Washington. Ground ball through the hole on the left side. A base hit. Calabrese with another single today. He had one yesterday. 2 singles in 2 days, and he will be aboard with a 1-out single here in the 4th.
And I bet that's going to be on Channel 44 TV tonight, because they're taking that picture was Joe Down over there in the third base area, and I watched him take that shot. So check 44 TV.
First pitch strike to Anthony Maselli, counted 0-1. We got 44 here. We also have Channel 14 here as well.
Yeah. Ooh.
The 0-1, low in the dirt for a ball. Count even at 1. And Washington almost had Calabrese at first for a pickoff.
He was a jumping jack over there. You can't.
1-1, low in the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 2-1 to Calabrese.
Yeah, that's a pitcher's delight when you see a jumping jack over there on first base. You know, when you catch them when they're in the air, boom, they're out.
Count even at 1 to Maselli. The pitch will be a foul ball down the third base line.
What a beautiful catch. That man down there in third base, as they say in Baltimore, give him a glove or a contract. Rex Barney would, if down in Baltimore.
So is that a fan down there, or
yes.
was it a...
No, it's a fan with the white shirt.
Got it.
He stood up.
Throw down to second.
Safe.
Calabrese hit with a stolen base. That ball was low. Count even at 2 to Maselli, and a runner in scoring position for the Otters.
Yeah, he's in the box seat. He just gave the ball to a woman, a beautiful blonde hair woman.
Oh, yeah?
And, yeah, anyway, that was a good catch. It was. I mean, if Andy turned around and saw it, he might sign him.
Count now full, and a swing and a miss to Maselli. There's 2 away here in the 4th. Bring up Mike Rizzatello, 1 for 1 today with the RBI single. A Long Island, New York native.
Yep.
The city that he lives in begins with an R, and Mike said don't bother pronouncing it because Long Island sounds much better. I can let you give him a try. Rizzatello, the first pitch to him is a called strike in the outside corner. Counted 0-1 to Riz. We got a right-handed batter in Rizzatello, left-handed pitcher in Chris Washington.
Rock on coma. Rock on coma.
Rock on coma. Called strike 2 on the outside corner.
Bad call, Mr. Ump. It was high outside, and Mike did go with the shoulder, but he didn't bring the bat with him.
Correct. So instead of the count being even at 1, it's an 0-2 count to Riz with 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th, tie game at 1. The pitch, just outside for a ball. Count moves to 1-2 to Rizzatello.
Yeah.
And I got to say, when on the road trip, I asked Mike, how does it feel to be back? He goes, it just feels really good to be back.
Yeah.
The 1-2 be foul behind the plate into the Otters dugout on the first base side. Count remains at 1-2. Calabrese on second base. He had a single and then stole second.
I'll say most of the Otter players, if not all, are really fine gentlemen as well as players.
Right. The 1-2 outside for a ball. Count at 2-2. And the one thing I really noticed about Mike, all the players are in shape, but Riz is one of the guys who just really takes care of his body to be in tip-top shape for playing. He takes it very, very seriously. The 2-2 check swing does not go around. Count goes full. On the road trip, he brings, I think, like a set of kettlebells or dumbbells or whatever the case may be on every road trip. I kid you not. He has a little black suitcase that he brings with him on the bus.
There's a gentleman called Charlie Kanopoulos. I know you don't know who he is.
The payoff pitch, ground ball to third. On a hop, Perez will throw across the diamond, and Winningham, who is off the first base bag, will tag Rizzatello in the running lane, and that would be the 3rd out of the inning. Otters leave Calabrese stranded at second, but I'll let you finish your thought.
I was going to say, Charlie Kanopoulos was a pitcher in the Boston Brave organization. He pitched here in the Evansville, and he used to carry weights with him. And he was the bat boy for the Boston Brave Championship 1948 team.
Wow.
And he was a super guy. And the last I talked to Charlie was he was the chief of police up in some town in Massachusetts. When I used to scout up there in the Red Sox in Fenway, I'd always call Charlie and say hello.
Got it. Well, we'll head to a commercial break. We're going to the top of the fifth, tie game at 1. Here at Bossy Field, you're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
At the University of Evansville, you will receive an academic scholarship. You will be taught by talented, engaged professors committed to your success.
We will help you change the world.
You will have the opportunity to study abroad.
UE will change your life.
This is a place where we change the world. Come change it with us.
Otters baseball, Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Top of the fifth here at Bossy Field, the third oldest baseball stadium in America. Home of the Evansville Otters. Tie game at 1 between the Otters and the Windy City Thunderbolts, located in Crestwood, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago. To the plate will be Micah Coffey. Tyler Vale on the mound for the Otters, the Allentown native, out for his 5th inning of work. Coffey, then Perez, and Fulton will be the next 3 batters for the Thunderbolts. First pitch from Vale, ground ball over to Cronin. Fields it on a couple of hops, will throw it to Castro in time for out number 1.
Mr. Coffey ran down that first baseline pretty darn fast. That's hustle, and that's what you need in this game, hustle.
Like he was trying to get his Monday morning coffee.
Well, you never know. Sometimes the infielders or whoever take their time throwing because they say, oh, I got a great arm and he's slow. And before you know it, the guy's on first base safe.
Vale lines up on the right side of the rubber to the new batter, Randy Perez. He's got a first pitch strike on the outside corner. Count at 0-1. We got a righty-on-righty matchup. Perez led off the third with that double that was off the wall, I believe, in left field.
That's what Keith played well. You're right.
The 0-1 swing and a foul ball will go down the third base line. Count will go to 0-2.
For fans out there listening to us, and when they come and attend the ball game, they ought to stop down there in the concession stand and the area here at Bossy Field or in Ottersville. The service is great. The food is great.
1-2, excuse me. That'll be foul in front of a fan down there on the first base line. Count remains at 0-2.
I can't think of what you call it. Not the foyer, but the area where the stand is located.
Where the what is located?
The refreshment stand.
Oh,
it's not the foyer. Whatever. Food's great.
Oh, the snack stand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
Concession.
that's a swing. That's a swing.
That'll be a strikeout.
Yeah.
But concession stand, there you go.
Yeah.
That'll be another strikeout for Vale. It was a check, half a swing, and then the bat rolled around home plate. It was around his shoulder. Umpire called him out.
Yeah, it was a pirouette.
Were you a dancer back in the day?
Well, I was a Fred Astaire.
Trey Fulton to the plate. There's 2 outs, and I think we're having a lot of fun here. It's a beautiful day for baseball. A lot of kids out. It's splash day at Bossy Field. We have a particular splash zone right in front of us at the press box. A lot of kids lined up behind home plate. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1 to Fulton.
Now, you notice that was a breaking pitch, that was a curveball, slider, whatever. He looked bad on that. He reached for it, looked bad. Come back with that pitch. Come back.
0-1 the count to Fulton, who had the RBI double last night.
All right, he did. He came back with it, but it wasn't that good.
With the slider right there, it counted even at 1 as the ball was in the dirt.
Right. When you make someone look bad on a pitch, come back with the same pitch.
Vail from the belt, the 1-1. Inside for a ball. Count moves to 2-1. Fulton, who was robbed of a home run last night, had a single and a double, an RBI double. The only run of the game for the Thunderbolts in the 3-1 Otters win. The Allentown native from the belt will be fly ball, will drop for a base hit all the way down the left field line. Trotting to second base, standing, will be Fulton with a stand-up double. Second double of the series.
I'll tell you what, he has been a very, very effective offensive player for this team. Every time, even though he makes an out, he hits that ball pretty solidly. And like I said, he got robbed of a home run last night.
They bring up Blair Beck, 1 for 3 last night with a single and a walk. He struck out back in the third. Blair Beck from Midland, Texas, if you're familiar with the movie Friday Night Lights. From the belt, checking the runner at first, Vail will fire. That'll be a ball low in the dirt. Count at 1-0 to Blair Beck. Now, I'm sure you're aware, high school football is huge in the state of Texas.
Oh, you ain't kidding.
So there was a movie that was produced that highlighted a particular high school in Texas in the movie called Friday Night Lights. The 1-0 will be a called strike on the outside corner. Fastball there for Vail, evens the count at 1. So there's a town called Midland, and they have 2 high schools in that particular area. There's Midland, the public high school, and then there's Midland Lee, which is short for Robert E. Lee High School. Midland Lee is the better of the two of high school football. The 1-1. Ground ball over to Castro at first. He'll make the stop. Tosses it over to Vail for out number 3. Good diving stop there by Castro. Not afraid to get his jersey dirty as we head to the bottom of the 5th. 1-1 game here at Bossy Field. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV.
The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The pizza brick road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the pizza brick road. Road down to Tyroni's. The pizza brick road. The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's.
This summer, the Frontier League heads to the Big Apple as its brightest stars battle the Can-Am League's finest in the historic first-ever Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star Celebration. It's July 9th and 10th in beautiful Rockland County, nestled in New York City's suburbs. Slide to rocklandboulders.com for tickets and lodging information to see the best baseball stars shine in New York. Again, visit rocklandboulders.com and show support for your team in the Frontier League Can-Am League All-Star Game.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dayton Wynn and Bill McCune on the call. We are live on the air at 91.5 WUEV, and we also have the Otters Digital Network working today, so we're on YouTube as well.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
And I'll bring up Jack Meggs. Say hello once again to his mom, Mother Teresa. Meggs today playing center field, is 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to the pitcher, Washington, back in the second. Check swing from Meggs. The umpire says Jack did not go around. The count is at 1-0. Meggs from Sammamish, Washington, outside of Seattle, about an hour south. He played in the Oakland Athletics organization. The 1-0 will be a called strike on the inside corner, lefty on lefty matchup. Count even at 1 to Jack Meggs from the left-handed pitcher, Chris Washington, who's from Marion, South Carolina. In his third year of professional baseball, the 1-1 from Washington. Swing and a miss. Meggs fell for a breaking ball right there. Count moves to 1-2.
Good call. That's exactly what happened. And he swung one hand. He was really, I tell you, he had a pair of deuces and the other had a pair of aces.
Count at 1-2. No outs. Bottom of the fifth. 1-1 game. The pitch to Meggs. Fly ball. Shallow left center field. Somebody will try to get it, and it drops.
Oh, he should have said,
Oh, Jack might be caught in a rundown now. Winningham will tag Meggs out. So I believe it will be ruled a single.
It's got to be a hit. I mean, no one touched it. But what Meggs should have done is continue to second. He was 3/4 of down there. And the center fielder who fielded the ball didn't know what to do. And then, of course, Meggs got, what would you call it?
Caught in a rundown? Caught in a pickle?
Well, yeah, but I mean, he froze is the word I'm freezing. He froze, and then he went backward. You never go back. You always go forward.
So a single and then a tag out and a rundown. There's one away.
All right. I mean, that would have been, all right.
Here comes Justin Irby, today's new right fielder. First pitch to Irby is low and away for a ball. Count at 1-0. Irby, in his first start today, his first at-bat, he struck out back in the third. Next pitch to Irby, swing and a miss for strike one. Now, Irby does have a quick bat.
He does. I was just going to say, how well does he do in batting practice? Because that bat is quick.
He does fairly well. The 1-1 will be a foul ball down the first base line, out of play. Count now at 1-2.
He's got to get his timing adjusted. I mean, he's got the quick bat, but I don't care how quick the bat is if you don't adjust to the pitcher's timing.
The 1-2 is low and away outside for a ball. Count at 2-2. And I think because it's his first start, if he gets a couple more opportunities, I'm sure he'll try to straighten it out. 2-2, lined over the shortstop Martinez. That's a base hit. Irby with his first hit as an Otter. There's only one out here in the fifth. Good shot there by the Virginia native. Virginia Beach, to be exact.
Yeah. Well, if you notice, it wasn't a high pitch, which he's been going after. Oh, they're throwing that ball out, give to him for his first base hit in pro ball.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Irby's first start in his second at-bat today. It's his first hit.
Yeah.
To the top of the order we go. David Cronin to the plate. He had a single back in the third.
Now, what kind of speed has Irby got? Do you know?
He's got decent speed.
Well, I'm looking at...
We'll find out now. I think he was given the green light.
That's what I was going to say. Andy gave a lot of signs down there, and Irby's digging in that foot.
Oh, he's antsy. First pitch to Cronin is a called strike on the inside corner. Count at 0-1.
Well, he didn't. I guess he didn't recognize the sign, so he asked Boots down there, "What's up?"
The 0-1. That was a ball. It was way high. Is that why Cronin ducked?
It was for the helmet, yes.
I was concentrating on Irby at first to see if he was going to be able to go.
No, that was a wild pitch that Cronin was lucky to get out of the way.
1-1 count to Cronin, one out. Bottom of the fifth, 1-1 game. Fly ball, center field. Going back is Beck. He'll make the catch in deep center for out number 2. But David hit that ball to arguably the deepest part of the ballpark. There's nothing you can do about that.
Yes, and what he did on that one, he muscled it. He didn't have a good cut at all. He was kind of jammed high, but he muscled it as deep as he did. That shows that he's got some baseball strength.
Bring up Keith Griesaber, who's 0 for 2 today. Had a strikeout back in the third. Had a ground out back in the first. The first pitch to Keith outside for a ball. Count at 1-0 to the St. Louis, Missouri native. Irby at first base. There's 2 outs. Irby, in his first start today, got his first hit as an Otter a moment ago. The 1-0. Called strike on the outside corner. Count even at 1. Got a right-handed batter against the left-handed pitcher matchup.
This would be a good time to steal, although Andy's not giving any signs down there, but this would be a good count and a good chance to steal a base.
The 1-1 inside for a ball. Count now at 2-1.
You know, your score's tied. You're in the 5th inning. Got 2 outs. If he's got some speed, send him.
2-1 the count. The delivery from Washington. Low in the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 3-1. We have 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Tie game at 1.
Boots is down there talking to him. Maybe he doesn't understand the signs.
Pitch, swing and a miss from Griesaber. Fastball right there from Washington. Count goes full.
And I tell you what, did you notice, Fulton's the catcher back there, and he was down on his knees. If Irby would try to steal, he would have had a perfect opportunity. That's
Fly ball.
Go to third.
Will drop for a base hit in center field. Heading to third base, sliding safely is Irby. Single there for Keith Griesaber. Otters have runners on the corners.
You see how big that getting thrown out by Meggs? Right now you had another run. Right now you'd be having another run. He just froze.
To the plate will be Ryan Long. He's 0 for 2 today. He was 1 for 4 yesterday. Had the big 2-run RBI triple and later scored at home on an error. He's got another opportunity here for an RBI. An important one, as a matter of fact, in this game. Runner goes in Griesaber, and there will be no throw. Ryan Long will swing and a miss for a strike. I think that was a purposeful swing and a miss to allow Griesaber to take second base and the catcher, Fulton, not being able to throw down second.
I think you're right, because that was low outside and certainly wasn't a strike. And I think he protected the runner, yes.
Next pitch is a swing and a miss from Long. Count it quickly at 0-2. Washington trying to get out of the jam.
Now, that was not a good swing on Ryan's part. If you notice, it was a lazy swing. He didn't break his wrist.
0-2, low in the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 1-2. Washington from Marion, South Carolina, attended Tennessee Wesleyan University. In his 3rd year of professional baseball, the 1-2. Ground ball foul down the first base line, out of play. Otters with another opportunity to score. Meggs had a single to lead off the inning, but then he overran the first base bag and got caught in a rundown. Irby then had a single, and his first hit as an Otter this year. Fly out to center field by Cronin, and now a single by Griesaber. And that ball, I believe, hit Ryan Long, and he'll trot down to first. So now the bases are loaded with 2 outs here in the 5th.
Ryan got hit in the shoulder and didn't move. Is the mosquitoes biting this time of the year? He didn't move. He's a tough kid.
100. I couldn't agree more. 100%. There's going to be a mound visit to Washington today. In 1939, the greatest ever gathering of members and future inductees of the Baseball Hall of Fame assembled in Cooperstown, New York, for the dedication of the museum. Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, Honus Wagner, Walter Johnson, Grover Cleveland Alexander, Nape Laioli, George Sisler, Eddie Collins, Tris Speaker, Cy Young, and Connie Mack all accepted their home run plaques in Cooperstown.
Two of those guys I knew personally, yes.
Which ones?
George Sisler was one, and it was like the third or fourth guy you mentioned.
Honus Wagner?
Yes, Honus Wagner.
You knew Honus Wagner personally?
Yeah. Well, put it this way. I met him in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
He was at a dinner that I attended.
The most expensive baseball card out there, the T206 Honus Wagner baseball card, because they're only made so many of them.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. First pitch to Carlos Castro is fouled down the first base line. Out of play. Carlos is 1 for 2 today. He has a run scored on a triple that he hit back in the second. Castro, the native of La Romana of the Dominican Republic. The 0-1 to Castro. Ground ball fielded over to Martinez.
Safe.
Oh. Instead, Long will be called out on the flip over to Coffey at second for the force out. Otters leave the bases loaded as we head to the top of the 6th. Tie game at 1 here at Bosse Field. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Giving our best has prepared us for being the best. Announcing the University of Evansville's Harlexton College as the #1 ranked study abroad program in the nation. As a part of the UE experience, we offer all our students an unparalleled foreign study program.
More than 60% of UE students study abroad. Our students from all majors live, learn, and travel the world and still graduate in 4 years.
The University of Evansville's Harlexton College, the #1 study abroad program in America.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Smooth introduction as we get ready to start the 6th inning here at Bosse Field. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Tyler Vell out on the mound for his 6th inning of work. He'll face Bryn Martinez at the top of the order, then Straub and Carrier, who had the solo home run to tie this game at 1. Vell, the Allentown native, from the belt, he'll fire. Showing bunt and then pulled his bat back. That ball goes behind Rizzatello. Easily a ball. Count at 1-0.
You know, I wish he would have got that down, because Ryan Long was halfway home, would have picked him off easily.
1-0 the count. Martinez from Southwest Ranches, Florida. Fly ball. Right field. Going back is Irby, and now Meggs will make the catch.
Wow.
He came all the way over from his center field spot, made the catch at the Bud Light Line patio sign in right center field, and that's out number 1.
You know, it looked like Irby was a little mystified running after it, not sure where it was. And then when he finally got on his horse to run, here comes Meggs. Thank God he was there, because that would have been a double, maybe even a triple. I tell you, Meggs showed me a lot on that particular play.
Not afraid to play anywhere in the outfield. He's played all 3 positions. First pitch is a called strike from Vale to Tyler Straub.
You look right now where he is to where he caught that ball. It was like a length of a football field. And then you look at Irby, and he might have had to run maybe 100 to 150 feet. I think Irby misjudged it. He didn't see it at first.
Count even at 1 to Tyler Straub, who is 1 for 2 today. He was 1 for 4 yesterday with a single. Next pitch from Vail, called strike 2 in the outside corner. Fastball right there. Count at 1-2. 1 out. Top of the 6th. Tie game at 1.
Now, didn't you tell me earlier in the game, earlier before the game, that the former right fielder is no longer with the club?
Yes. It's called strike 3. Inside corner. Vail with another strikeout. There's 2 away. It'll bring up Shane Carrier, who's the man responsible for tying this game at 1. He had a solo home run in his last at-bat in the 4th. And if you see a fan right there in the white flag, that is Nick Drake. Nick is arguably the #1 Otters fan. He's right there, right by the dugout. And his hat and an Army suit. He doesn't have his flag up now, but he's right down there on the right field line.
Reaching over the...
Yes, reaching over the railing.
Okay.
Nick Drake, an excellent fan here in Otterville land. We have a lot of faithful listeners. We have also a lot of them listening around the country, from the East Coast to the South, all the way up north and to the West Coast.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Secret Weapon is listening, he's liable to be here and challenge you on who's the top fan.
Ground ball, a weird hop over to Maselli, and he'll throw it across the diamond in time for out number 3. Long thought he had it. He dove for it and misplayed the ball. Maselli played back up right behind him to get the weird hop and threw it over to Castro in time for the 3rd out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Tie game at 1 here at Bosse Field. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but as you grew up, things changed. Teaching just didn't seem like the best option anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Interesting and innovative things are happening in teaching today, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Start me up here with hopefully an Otters run as we hear in the bottom of the 6th. Tying game at 1, Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Rob Calabrese to the plate. And still on the mound for the Windy City Thunderbolts is starter Chris Washington. First pitch to Calabrese is a ball inside. Here's the second one. Called strike on the outside corner. Count even at 1 to Rob Calabrese, the Tauntonville, New York native. Right-handed batter against the left-handed pitcher matchup. The 1-1 from Washington. Ground ball to short. Martinez will throw it over to first at Winningham in time for out number 1.
Well, the one good thing, we haven't scored many runs, but the point is we are making good contact, and that's what counts. You know, I'm listening to Bobby Siegel's pregame talk on your radio show, and he was talking about confidence, and he was so correct in that you need confidence. You know, you say, well, Bob Feller's going to pitch today. Whoa, Coach, sit me down because he'll strike me out.
Right.
What you say is, hey, give me a chance, Coach. I'll hit 3 home runs. That's confidence.
No, I think that's right, because later on as we get through the season, there are going to be teams that pitch the ball well. Maselli has a quick 1-2 count. But you need to have confidence at the plate to give yourself a chance to make things happen. Maselli, line drive, right field, and that will be drifting foul. I got to tell you, that ball went quick off the bat of Maselli. If it was straightened out and moved to the left by at least 10 feet, that would have been a home run over the fence. The 1-2 to Maselli. Low and away for a ball. Count even at 2. We got a lefty-lefty matchup.
You know, if you say, oh, Bob Feller's pitching, he'll strike me out, well, then let someone else play. If you're defeated before you even start, let someone else play. Give them a chance.
The 2-2 fly ball will be foul behind the plate. Count remains even at 2.
You know, a guy pitches and he strikes out, and you say, well, I'll get him the next time he strikes out again. I'll get him the next time he strikes out again. Give me one more chance, Skip. You know, what you're saying is, I could do it. Confidence. And fortunately, Maselli didn't have it. He struck out.
He strikes out with 1 away here in the 6th. Mike Rizzatello, responsible for the Otters' only run. An RBI single that scored Carlos Castro. And Rizzatello, it's safe to say he's Italian. He has Sinatra's My Way as his lead-up song.
Not New York, New York?
Nah, I guess not. First pitch to Riz is inside for a ball. Count at 1-0. 2 outs, bottom to 6th. Next pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Count even at 1 to Riz. Batting .276 on the year. Hit his first RBI moments ago.
You knew Frank Sinatra was from New Jersey.
North Jersey, right?
Yes, North Jersey, up there in Bergen County.
Oh, yeah? He was a part of the Rat Pack with Dean Martin, right?
Right.
The 2-1. Just missing the outside corner. Count moving at 3-1. It was on that upper right-hand corner of the strike zone. It just missed. Yeah. Washington with 3-1 pitch. Be a called strike on the inside corner.
See, that
count goes full.
That's Mike's problem right there. See how he takes too many strikes? When that pitch is there, take advantage of it.
3-2, fly ball will go foul down the first base line out of play.
Be aggressive. Don't be defensive.
Count full to Rizzatello. 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th. Tie game at 1. Ground ball foul down the first base line. And we'll go to the 7th pitch of the at-bat. A lot of kids here today. It's Splash Day, where kids will be entertained by different water activities throughout the ballpark today, and that'll be ball 4 to Rizzatello.
Plus, again, we got the River Point Health Campus and St. Charles and Amber Manor all here. Thank God. Did you hear the other day where some guy, 96 or 97, jumped out of an airplane?
That's right, on D-Day.
On D-Day, because he jumped out.
He was a paratrooper back in the day in World War II.
Yeah. And he jumped out. Wow, that is guts. I wouldn't jump out when I was 15.
Jack Meggs to the plate. He had a singles last time up, but then he got caught in a rundown. Fly ball, foul territory, right field line, and Coffey will make the catch for the final out of the inning. We are through 6, 1-1 game as we head to the 7th. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
A Case of the Blues is your home for blues music in the tri-state, featuring music from local artists like Honey Roy, Dale Niehaus and Bad Mojo, the Bosco France Band, and the Beat Daddies, as well as legends of the blues like B.B. King, Buddy Guy, and Muddy Waters. A Case of the Blues is on every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., only on your place for blues in the tri-state, 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville, a University of Evansville radio station. The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Bill, we've only had 2 runs scored today, one for each team. Otters had an RBI single from Rizzatello back in the second, and then a solo home run by Shane Carrier in the fourth. That's why we're not at 1.
Well, you know, I was just thinking, we had mentioned that the Otters on the road, they just come off the road trip, and it was good pitching that gave them their wins, and that's what you had today. I mean, here we give up, well, they got 4 hits, 1 run. Tyler out there, Vale, is doing an excellent job. We got 7 hits, but we haven't utilized a combined hitting. We've had the runners on, but
haven't put together enough runs after a string of hits.
That's what it is.
Dash Winningham to the plate. He's got a ball. Vale from the belt. He'll kick and fire, and this next pitch is a ball outside. Count at 2-0. Winningham leading the Thunderbolts, with home runs in 6 and RBIs in 17. Winningham played in the New York Mets affiliate and high A ball. The 2-0 outside for a ball. Count moves to 3-0. Tyler Vale on the mound here in the 7th. Vale, a former 5th-round pick in 2010 out of high school. He declined a full scholarship from the University of Maryland. The 3-0. That'll be ball 4. Winningham on with a leadoff walk here in the top of the 7th. We're tied at 1. Otters, as Bill said, have 1 run on 7 hits. The Thunderbolts have 1 run on 4 hits. Tyler Alamo to the plate. He is 0 for 2 today. He was 1 for 3 yesterday with a single, a walk, and a run scored. Castro at first, Cronin at second, Maselli at short, Ryan Long at third. Rizzatello behind the plate, Irby in right, Meggs in center, and Grieshaber in left. Ooh. This pitch hits Alamo in the back of the shoulder.
Now, that pitch got away. That was not a deliberate...
not on purpose?
Knock me down pitch, right. And you notice the umpire's in between the 2 of them. And, of course, Alomar hasn't done anything. Here comes Max. But
we do have some action warming up in the bullpen. The newest Otter, as a matter of fact, warming up in the bullpen.
Now, that ball just got away. It wasn't deliberate.
It'll be Brandon Wilkes warming up in the bullpen, who was just recently acquired from Bethune-Cookman University. He hails from Holly Hill, Florida.
Now here the coach has brought the batter down to third base to tell him something. So we've got runners on first and second. There are no outs. It's a 1-1 game.
Something tells me there's going to be a bunt. Long will line up on the edge of the infield grass.
Right. And we had this situation last night, but we got out of it, if you recall.
A 1-2-3 double play.
Yeah.
I think that one's rare, the 1-2-3 double play.
Oh, it is. It is.
To the plate, Micah Coffey. Runners on first and second, no outs. The pitch, as the bunt is laid down by Coffey, it goes foul. So both Long and Castro playing for the bunt.
Right. You know what gets me is years ago, when you were in a bunt situation like this, you square it off. Right now, you'd square it off in the bunting position. Now they like to stay like they're going to hit and then jab at the ball. That's why they foul it off so often. You see, he's ready to swing. Then he jumps. See? Oh.
This bunt will be foul once more.
Right. You know, that is why there are so many foul balls on a bunt situation, is because they're not ready. They're jumping from a still position, the eyes are moving, the body is moving, and then the bat is moving. Anyway.
Castro and Long still play on the edge of the infield grass, playing for the bunt. Runners on first and second, no outs here in the seventh for the Thunderbolts. Bunt over to Vail. He'll make the only play to first, and that'll be in time for out number one. Runners advance to second and third.
Now, do you notice how he changed his batting style to make sure he got that down? He squared off first. Should have done that the first time up.
So now the runners advance to second and third. On second base is Alamo. On third base is Winningham. One out, top of the seventh, tie game at 1. And now the whole infield is on the edge of the infield grass. Watching for a bunt. What would hurt the Otters would be a bloop single into the outfield.
Right.
First pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball right there from Vail. Count at 0-1. Had some breaking movement as well.
Now, you may disagree with me, but I'm a believer that I don't like playing in the shortstop and the second baseman. I believe in playing halfway, because you limit your range by playing in. You just said it, a bloop, and there's a base hit. That's a normal out.
The 0-1, swing and a miss.
Right.
Breaking ball there from Vail. Looked like the slider.
You're right. You called it.
Count at 0-2.
Now let's see what
a big punch out would be ideal for the Otters right now.
Right. But not a strike. Don't throw a strike.
Vail from the belt, the 0-2. Foul.
It was a breaking pitch. It was a good pitch.
That ball in front of the Otters dugout on the first base side. Count remains at 0-2. Wilkes continues to warm up in the bullpen, the newly acquired right-hander. The Otters needed to find another pitcher after the departure of Patrick McGuff.
Well, how many pitchers do they have? In our day, we had 8.
0-2, ground ball to Long. Will now try to get the runner out of third, and he does. Smart play by Ryan Long. Uses his speed to tag out Dash Winningham. And there's 2 away.
May I make a correction?
Sure.
You always run a runner back to the base he came from, never advancing. Ryan should have thrown that to Mike and let Mike run him back to third base. If it doesn't work, the runner didn't advance at all. You follow me? Whereas if Ryan didn't catch up with him, the guy's safe. He scores. Always run him back to the base he came from.
So Perez with the fielder's choice. Runners now on the corners, but there are 2 outs. Play at first or second base. Vail from the belt. The catcher Fulton will call time. Last time he was up, he had a double. He struck out today. 2 for 4 yesterday with the RBI double and the single. Should have been a home run.
Right. He's a hard out, this kid. He makes good contact.
Vail trying to get out of the jam. Most likely his last inning. But we'll see. First pitch is low and away for a ball. Count it 1-0.
See, this is the type of player, in my opinion, Dave, that you don't give an off-speed curveball to, because he's liable to jack it right out of the stadium.
Vail, 54 strikes, 23 balls. The 1-0. Ground ball foul down the first base line.
See, now that was a good pitch where he should pitch him all the time. He jammed him, and I think he broke his bat.
Pardon, that was the third base line. We also got action warming up in the Thunderbolts bullpen, so both teams have pitchers warming up.
He did. He broke his bat. See, he jammed him.
So while we have some breaking time, today in 1957, Stan Musial played in his 823rd game for a new National League consecutive game streak. This beats Gus Surr's old record. Cardinals hurler Larry Jackson would also beat the Phillies 4-0 to improve his record to 8-2. And that would, Larry Jackson in that season would have beaten every NL team that year. Stan Musial, arguably one of the greatest players to ever play.
And you know where he's from?
I don't.
Pennsylvania.
Is he really?
Oh, yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yes. Outside of Pittsburgh.
But St. Louis legend.
Oh, you ain't kidding. A former pitcher that couldn't make it as a pitcher.
Really?
Yes.
So, in other words, the Babe Ruth of the National League?
That's right. Babe Ruth was a pitcher and a hitter.
1-2 to Fulton. Ball high. Rizzatello doesn't throw. So now the only plays at first. Perez steals second without a throw. 2 outs. Tie game at 1.
Well, he had second stolen, whether Mike had a rocket of an arm or not, because nobody was holding him on. He broke before Vail released that ball. Mike did the best thing he could.
Fulton the batter. Vail the pitcher for the Otters. From the belt, the 2-2. Ground ball over to Long. Will go past the diving Long at third. Rounding third will be 2 runs. Scoring Alamo and Perez. The Thunderbolts take a 2-run lead off the RBI single from Fulton.
I told you he was a tough out. And every time he's there, he hits that ball solidly. And Ryan had no chance. That thing hugged that foul fair line all the way down.
I got to tell you, I couldn't agree more. Fulton is a tough out. He's hit the ball hard these past 2 games.
Yeah. So therefore, you want to either jam him or pitch him low and outside.
Tyler Vail will take his seat. He did a good job today. Just a couple breaks didn't go his way here.
Yeah.
We're going to be having a pitching change. We'll take a short break. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters Baseball. The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters Baseball.
This will be a WOW TV, internet, and phone call to the bullpen.
Oh.
WOW is the best double play deal here in Evansville. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune back on the call. Tyler Vail's day is done. He gave up, unfortunately, a 2-run RBI single to Fulton to give the Thunderbolts a 3-1 lead here in the top of the 7th. Making his first appearance as an Otter, who was signed a few days ago is Brandon Wilkes, wearing number 31. That used to be the number of Patrick McGuff, the right-hander. A throw of first pitch ball in the inside corner to Blair Beck. Count at 1-0. Wilkes from Holly Hill, Florida, last played at Bethune-Cookman University. Next pitch from Wilkes is high and outside for a ball. Count moves at 2-0. Now, for the most part, it was a pitcher's duel today. Now, the Otters do have 3 more chances to try to score 2 more runs to tie the game. The 2-0 from Wilkes. Low and away for a ball. Count now at 3-0.
That was either a cut fastball or that was a slider. I don't know which. It didn't break that much. We'll see. But he got himself a jam already.
The 3-0. Ball 4. 4 pitches, 4 balls from, I believe he just graduated college. If not a couple days ago, maybe a month ago. So a walk to Beck will continue to extend the inning here in the 7th.
You know, if I may just go back into a comment of how important the sacrifice bunt is in moving runners up. It's so important.
First pitch from Wilkes to Martinez is where at the top of the order is a called strike. Runners on first and second now with 2 outs. This would be the 7th man to the plate. The 0-1. High and outside for a ball. Count even at 1 to Bryn Martinez. Martinez today is 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and a ground out. The 1-1 from Wilkes from the belt. Low in the dirt for a ball. Count moves to 1-2.
That was a slider. That had a good break to it. But if he just graduated from college, who was the one that signed him, or did he work out here? How did we get him?
I have no idea. There is a portal that the coaches have access to in regards to players who would be available.
Oh.
The 2-1. Low and outside. Count moves to 3-1. Otters have 1 run on 7 hits. RBI single from Mike Rizzatello back in the 2nd. 3 runs on 5 hits for the Thunderbolts. 2 of them coming off the bat of Trey Fulton, the catcher. The 3-1 swing and a miss. Slider.
That was a wicked pitch, but it was ball, and he got away with it. It should have been ball 4, but wow, that did have a break. I'll tell you, that was one of the best breaking pitches we've seen all day. Wow.
Full count, 2 outs. Top of the 7th, 3-1 Thunderbolts. The pitch. Low in the dirt, and that's ball 4. So now the base is loaded. At second is Beck. At third is Fulton. First is Martinez. And this will be the 8th batter of the inning. Tyler Straub to the plate, who was 1 for 3 today. He had a single back in the 1st.
And nobody is warming up in the bullpen.
Do we need to call the fire department?
Yes. I mean, here, what has he given up? 2 walks?
Yes.
And what did he throw? 1 strike, and the guy swung at 1, so that's 2 strikes, and the rest were all balls. Here goes another ball.
That pitch from Wilkes inside. Bases loaded. Count at 1-0 to Tyler Straub.
Someone's getting up now. I swear they have a radio in their pockets and listen to us.
Maybe. The 1-0 in the dirt for a ball. Count at 2-0, and Wilkes is struggling to find the strike zone.
See, this is where Max should go out and talk. I mean, Mike did, but we wait until the building's on completely fire.
The 2-0. Foul ball behind the catcher, Rizzatello. Count at 2-1.
I think we got away with another ball 3 by that guy swinging and fouling it off because it looked like it was high and inside.
Straub from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Played for the Thunderbolts last year. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. That's a fastball right there from Wilkes. Got some pop right there on that fastball. 2 runs have been scored here in the top of the 7th for the Thunderbolts. They lead 3-1. Wilkes, the righty, from the belt hole fire. Low in the dirt. Count at full.
3-2. 3-2. 2 outs. Bases loaded.
Splash day here at Bosse Field. Kids enjoying a great day of baseball. Able to participate in some water activities. Water balloons, water guns. Good time to be a kid right now. Wilkes, the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, a strikeout to end the inning. Fulton, the man who has hit a majority of the RBIs for the Thunderbolts in this series, adds 2 more here in this inning as 8 men were sent to the plate here in the 7th. It's stretch time here at Bosse Field. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
7th inning stretch time. Get up and move wherever you are, unless you're driving the car.
Okay, Otters fans, I'm up here high in the press box, right behind the home plate. My buddy Bill McHugh is going to help us sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." You guys stand up and help him out.
Is everybody ready?
Nice.
A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the track. Buy me some nuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
When it comes to protecting your baby, you can never do enough. You bundle them up and strap them in. That's why most parents choose immunization. Nothing protects babies better from 14 serious childhood diseases. So keep up with and get the recommended immunizations for your baby by age 2. For more reasons to vaccinate, go to cdc.gov/vaccines or call 800-CDC-INFO. A message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen here on the call. We got another new pitcher, this time for the Thunderbolts.
Ooh, what a breaking pitch. Did
It'll
you
be,
see that?
Yes. It'll be Joel Toribio from the Bronx.
Oh, boy. I tell you, I scouted in the Bronx. Oh, my goodness. You drove into the ballpark and they locked the gates and the cops came out to protect you. Wow, those are the good old days.
Joel Toribio from the Bronx. He'll relieve Washington. Washington in line for the win for the Thunderbolts. He looks very similar to the pitcher last night, Blake Hickman. Because both guys are, Toribio is 6'6", Hickman last night is 6'5". One's from Chicago, the other one's from New York. Toribio played for the Thunderbolts last year. To the plate will be Justin Irby. He had his first hit as an Otter and the 5th. Righty on righty matchup, the pitch. Called strike on the inside corner to Irby.
He's intimidating. That size he's got.
6'6", $190.
Yep. Very intimidating.
The 0-1 from Toribio. Called strike 2.
And he throws more or less completely overhand.
Well, he's got those long arms at 6'5".
Yeah.
From the far right side of the rubber, Toribio with an 0-2 count. The pitch. The high upstairs for a ball. Count at 1-2 to Justin Irby.
He's thrown 3 fastballs to Irby, and yet he demonstrated in his warm-ups an outstanding curveball.
Toribio from the belt, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout here to start the 7th.
And as quick as Irby's bat was, he was a little late on that pitch.
Cronin will bring up the top of the order for the Otters. Griesaber on deck. Otters have had a lot of base runners left.
Well, Cronin got that.
He got a single back in the 3rd, a ground out and a fly out to center field in the 5th.
Yeah, but I mean, he got that terrific blooper over 3rd.
That's right.
He muscled his last batter.
Swing and a miss. Man, this guy Toribio throws gas.
Yep.
0-1 the count to Cronin. My math is correct. The Otters have left 7 men left on base, including the bases loaded in the 5th.
Yep.
That was an important inning the Otters couldn't capitalize on.
Now there's that breaking pitch.
Count even at 1 to Cronin.
Well, we lost that great opportunity when Meggs led off and got
in the rundown.
In the rundown, then we had a couple hits and the bases loaded, and we just couldn't score. But that was a great golden opportunity we blew.
The 1-1 high upstairs for a ball. Count moves to 2-1 to Cronin. Cronin, the Orland Park, Illinois native, was nice to be back home in Chicago last week. Most importantly, he enjoyed his mother's home-cooked meals and his own bed.
Oh, he slept at home. He did. He didn't check in the hotel.
Correct. The 2-1. Fly ball, left field, and that will drift foul. Count even at 2. Cronin, like Ricky Leday from the Phillies, he'll readjust his batting gloves and step out of the batter's box. Ricky Leday for the Phillies, I don't think he was as successful, but after every pitch, he stepped out of the batter's box, unvelcroed and revelcroed his batting gloves, and would step back into the batter's box. It was almost like a routine. The 2-2, a called strike 3. To me, that pitch looked low, but Cronin is down on a called strike 3 for out number 2.
That was that curveball I was talking about that he exhibited in warm-ups. It was outstanding. He just threw 2 to this batter, and both were very successful.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Toribio, the 6'5" right-hander from the Bronx.
Tommy Padino, that was one of our catchers years ago, he did the same thing. Every time, every pitch, he stepped out, adjusted those gloves. It was annoying.
Griesaber, first pitch to him is a strike inside.
That curveball, he's got an outstanding curveball. He's thrown 3 so far, and they've all been excellent.
Griesaber, the St. Louis native, hoping his Blues can bring home the Stanley Cup tonight. The 0-1 just missing inside for a ball. Count even at 1 with 2 outs.
Now,
bottom of the 7th.
What that pitch was, I don't know. It wasn't his curveball, but it wasn't a fastball, and I don't know what it was, but it wasn't a good pitch.
The 1-1.
Hey.
That'll be a base hit into center field. A 2-out base runner for the Otters keeps this inning alive.
Now, if Ryan could only tie this game up, and he's capable of doing it.
Yes, he is. Man who hit the RBI double last night, or RBI triple, scoring 2 runs and then added on to third on the error to third base. Long hasn't hit a home run in quite a while. The last time he hit a home run was in Game 1 of the Washington series in the last week of May. First pitch to Long, inside for a ball. Count at 1-0.
You know, that must be a slider he's throwing. It's not his curveball. It's got to be a slider.
Griesaber with a good initial lead off first. The 1-0. Check swing, and Ryan does not budge. Does not bring the bat around. That ball is in the dirt. Count moves to 2-0.
See now, I'm assuming as a batter, 0-2, he wants to throw a fastball down the middle. So be ready and take advantage of it, but it's got to be a strike.
Long sitting on a fastball, the pitch way inside.
Right.
That pitch is a ball. Count at 3-0.
Right. See, most batters, you're figuring on a 3-0, a 3-1 and a 2-0, it's going to be a fastball down the middle. They've already made up their minds. They're swinging before the pitcher even throws the ball. They're anticipating. And that's why they get themselves in a jam.
The 3-0. That would be a strike. That didn't look like a strike to me.
Inside. Too much inside.
That was outside. That pitch was outside.
I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm okay with disagreeing. Just to me, I thought that pitch was outside. The 3-1. Ground ball foul. Down the first base line. Count now full.
See, now there's a case of anticipating a 3-1 count that Ryan was going to swing. So Andy sent the runner down to steal. You can't anticipate.
More action in the Otters bullpen, as well as action in the Thunderbolts bullpen. Long with the 3-2 count, the payoff pitch. Ground ball towards second base. Coffey or a throw over to Winningham to get the final out of the inning. We are through 7 here at Bossy Field. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait, hold on. I just got a text.
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. So many comments on my comment. Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Mom, what? Huh? Pew, pew. What'd you say?
This weekend, unplug. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters down 3-1 as we're in the top of the 8th. 2-run RBI by Trey Fulton gave the Thunderbolts the 2-run lead back in the 7th. Wilkes will be the pitcher out for his second inning of work. He'll be facing Shane Carrier. has a 1-0 count. Carrier had the solo home run back in the fourth. The pitch, fly ball, and will be fouled down the first base line. Count at 1-1. Otters have 1 run on 8 hits. Thunderbolts have 3 runs on 5 hits. The pitch from Wilkes will be strike 2 on a swing and a miss from Shane Carrier. Carrier batting .224 on the year. Three home runs, 7 RBIs. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball from Wilkes. That'll be strike 3. 1 away. Dash Winningham to the plate. Winningham had a walk back in the 7th when the Thunderbolts sent 8 men to the plate. Winningham 0 for 3 last night with a double play, ground out, hit by a pitch, and a strikeout. Now, Bill, you mentioned earlier about the man on D-Day who jumped out of the helicopter because he was a paratrooper. I want to let you know that my grandfather was a paratrooper in the Vietnam War.
Oh, I'll tell you what, it takes guts to jump out of a, someone once said, why jump out of a good operative airplane? And, you know, when you think of it, yeah, why? But, of course, in combat, it's a different thing.
Right.
But I don't have the guts to jump. I jumped off the roof of our house all the time. I guess that was crazy.
You seem pretty adventurous.
Well, yeah, it was like 30 feet or so, but I would jump on a sack. So, are we going to have a new pitcher because of a problem here?
Yeah, either a contact or some other particular injury to Wilkes. Just acquired by the Otters, and Chris Cepeda will enter the ballgame. Cepeda got the win last night. Was the pitcher in line for the win when the Otters came from behind to beat the Thunderbolts last night by a score of 3-1. Today, the score is reversed of last night. The Thunderbolts on top 3-1. Mike Rizzatello got the day started for the Otters when he scored the RBI single back in the second. Since then, the Otters have had one golden opportunity. They had the bases loaded back in the 5th, but were not able to score any runs across the plate. Cepeda comes, and it is another WOW called to the bullpen. WOW is a phone, internet, and cable provider for Evansville. WOW, the best double play deal in Evansville. So, from my opinion, the Otters have had some opportunities, but the most part, we got to give a lot of credit to the Thunderbolts pitching staff for keeping the Otters in check. You know, we've seen the Otters have a powerful offense. We've seen them hit a lot of home runs, tack on a lot of hits in a game. But right now, the Thunderbolts are keeping the Otters offense in check and, in a way, in question.
Well, the one good thing I'm going to say is they're swinging and hitting the ball. They're not striking. The Otters I'm talking about didn't strike out that much. And that's a great, great advantage. You know, every time you swing and make contact, the ball sometimes is going to drop there. By not swinging or swinging at bad pitches in the dirt, you don't stand a chance at all.
So
go ahead. No,
okay.
I'm finished.
No, from my calculations, the Otters left 3 runners on in the second. Oh, excuse me, this is the Thunderbolts. They left 3 runners on base in the 5th. They left a runner on in the 6th, that's 4. A runner on in the 4th, that's 5. A runner in the 3rd, that's 6. A runner in the 2nd, that's 7. 7 men left on base.
Yeah.
And of those runners, let's see, 1, 2, 3 were in scoring position. Cepeda, the new pitcher, pitched for the High Point Rockers before coming to the Otters. Cepeda from Long Island, New York. So a handful of guys on the team from New York. We have a New York pitcher-catcher battery, as we have 2 guys from Long Island, one on the mound and one behind the plate in Rizzatello. Dash Winningham to the plate. First pitch to Dash is a called strike on the outside corner. We got a righty on lefty matchup. right-handed pitcher Cepeda against the left-handed batter Dash Winningham. The 0-1 from Cepeda will be low in the dirt for a ball. Count even at 1.
Pretty good breaking pitch there. Port Jefferson, I think that's on the New York-Pennsylvania line.
Okay.
That area.
Count even at 1. The pitch from Cepeda. Foul ball down the left field line, goes foul. Also have another pitcher warming up in the bullpen for the Thunderbolts.
20.
And that will be Colby Blueberg.
Okay.
1-2 the count to Winningham. Cepeda from the right side of the rubber, he'll kick and fire. Will go fly ball foul down the third base line once more. Count remains at 1-2. Long at third, Maselli at short, Cronin at second, Castro at first, Irby in right, Meggs in center, and Griesaber in left. The 1-2, foul once more. Will be the 6th pitch of the at-bat. We'll get to the 7th.
Oh, he jammed him on that one, which was a good pitch. It was high and inside, tight. That's why he couldn't get a hold of it.
Count at 1-2, the pitch from Cepeda. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 3. Second strikeout for Winningham at the plate. There were back-to-back strikeouts in this inning, one by Wilkes, this one by Cepeda.
You know, Winningham may be the home run RBI leader for them, but he strikes out an awful lot as well.
I think you find that out a lot of times by power hitters.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Tyler Alamo to the plate. 0 for 2 today with a hit by pitch. Be a fly ball and a single into center field for Alamo. It's his first hit of the day. He was 1 for 3 yesterday with a single and a walk and a run scored. Today he is 1 for 3 with a single and hit by pitch and a run scored. Bring up Micah Coffey, had that sack bunt, the important sack bunt back in the 7th. Coffey 1 for 2 today.
Yeah, he set up the 2 runs that they scored that put them ahead of the Otters because he moved those runners from first to second to third. Bunts are so important.
A 1-0. Called strike on the outside corner, right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter, and Coffey. Coffey from Batavia, Illinois, played for the Chicago White Sox rookie affiliate. The 1-1. Fly ball. Right center field. Going back is Meggs towards center. He'll make the catch at the warning track for out number 3. Otters still down by a score of 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball, 91.5 WUEV.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Since 1994, Slay's Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slay's Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slay's Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
We welcome you back to Bossy Field. Otters need some runs. They're down by a score of 3-1. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call.
And we got a new pitcher out there for the Thunderbolts.
Okay, we'll check that number 20. And it is Colby Blueberg.
I tell you, that last guy was very impressive.
Yeah, Toribio.
Yeah, very impressive.
Blueberg from Carson City, Nevada. The last team he pitched for were the Lincoln Salt Dogs out in, I believe that's Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah, I believe that is in the American Association with,
Is it really?
With St. Paul and them, yes.
Okay.
In fact, one of our players went out there 2 years ago. And
Josh Allen?
No, Josh is with St.
To Lincoln you meant. Okay.
Yeah.
Carlos Castro to the plate. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Blueberg, the right-handed thrower against the right-handed batter, and Castro. Next pitch is low in the dirt for a ball. Count even at 1. Castro, the native of the Dominican Republic, he is 1 for 3 today with a triple and a run scored. Second triple of the year for Castro, 4th one of the season for the Otters. Next pitch is high and inside for a ball. Count moves to 2-1 to Carlos Castro. Blueberg, the right-hander, lines up on the left side of the rubber. Ground ball over to Perez at third. On a hop, he'll throw over to Winningham across the diamond for out number 1. 5-3 on the putout, and Rob Calabrese to the plate. Calabrese today is 1 for 3 with a single and a stolen base. Calabrese batting .310 on the year. And with his walk-up song, it's safe to say he's a Bruce Springsteen fan with his song Born to Run as his walk-up song. First pitch to Rob is a foul ball. As the attendance today is at 1,191 people.
I'm going to say not 991 are all kids. I mean, it's a real nice.
0-1 to Calabrese. Check swing.
Good.
Field umpire says Calabrese doesn't go around to count at 1-1.
It's nice to see the young people come in supporting the Otters and learning baseball and watching baseball and hopefully have a future in baseball.
The 1-1 inside. That'll be a called strike. Count moves to 1-2 to the Tottenville native. Today was Splash Day. A good promotion by the Otters today. The kids of all ages involved in water activities throughout the ballpark. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. That's another strikeout here in this game. The first strikeout by Calabrese. There's 2 away here in the 8th. Maselli to the plate. 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. 0 for 3 last night with a strikeout. He was 3 for 3 on Sunday in the rubber match against the Schaumburg Boomers. First pitch, fly ball, right center field, and that drops for a single. Good contact out there by Maselli. Another 2-out base runner for the Otters. To the plate, Rizzatello. Rizzatello worked, what seemed like an 8 or 9 pitch walk in his last at-bat in the 6th.
Yeah.
He has the RBI single that occurred in the 2nd.
The only home run I remember Mike hitting here last year was down the left field line close to the foul line.
First pitch to Riz is low and away for a ball.
It'd be nice if he could duplicate it today.
Oh, a 2-run homer would probably give all these kids a reason to cheer.
Yeah.
So there's still a handful of kids here from Splash Day. The 1-0 inside for a called strike from Blueberg.
I think Mike was ready to explode, but was inside high. It was a strike, but
wasn't his pitch.
It wasn't his pitch. He would have jammed.
The 1-1 outside for a ball, stealing second safely is Maselli. Otters have another runner in scoring position.
I'll never understand it.
What, stealing with 2 outs?
Stealing with 2 runs down in the 8th inning. I mean, right now, what good is he? If he scores, it's still a 2-1 game or 3-2, whatever. But why take a chance?
2-1 swing and a miss on a breaking ball from Blueberg. Counted 2-2 to Riz with 2 outs.
Like I said, it depends upon the inning in the game and the situation in the game and how you manage. You manage differently throughout the game.
The 2-2 ground ball foul down the third base line. Go back at it again with a count at 2-2.
I always remember playing for Travis Jackson, and he let me. I was like the coach, even though I was a player. I was more or less the coach. And I would call the plays out in the field, and he'd always come out and he'd say, "What did you call?" And then I'd tell him, he'd say, "No."
The 2-2 fly ball, left center field. Going back is Beck, and he'll make the catch at the warning track.
You can't hit him any further. Mike, you did a great job.
Riz put all the contact on that one, put the barrel on that one to left center field. 400 feet deep. Just a shame it couldn't get out of here.
Right.
We'll head to the top of the 9th. Otters down by a score of 3-1. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball, viewing it on the Otters Digital Network, and listening on 91.5 WUEV.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
I'm in almost every school bus and classroom. You see me around the neighborhood, and you tell me that I'm a pretty good kid.
Well, I'm 1 out of every 5 children in America, and I'm struggling with hunger.
Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help.
Every dollar you donate helps provide 8 meals for kids like me.
We are Feeding America, brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. We're in the top of the 9th. Otters down 3-1. Chris Cepeda, the reliever from Port Jefferson City, New York, in for his 2nd inning of work. To the plate for the Thunderbolts will be Randy Perez, followed by Fulton and Beck. Perez is 1 for 2 today with a fielder's choice and a double, as well as a run scored. He'll line this one to right center field, and it'll drop for a base hit. Perez, and his first game of this series, is 2 for 3.
Yeah, that was a breaking pitch that kind of hung, and he just slapped at it and blooped it over second base for a base hit.
No action in the Otters bullpen, and we believe the closer Dylan Prohoroff for the Thunderbolts warming up in their bullpen on the third base side.
36. Is that who it is?
Yep, Prohoroff has 6 saves on the year.
It's quite a bit so far early in the season.
Yep. Cepeda still on the mound for the Otters. This first pitch is low in the dirt to Trey Fulton. Count at 1-0. Fulton, it seems, has been the thorn in the side of the Otters in this Windy City lineup. He's got 4 hits and 3 RBIs in the series going into this at-bat. Ground ball, not fielded cleanly by the pitcher. Cepeda throws over to first in time for out number 1.
Anyone that could run would have been a base hit. But unfortunately, Mr. Fulton is a catcher, and catchers generally don't run fast. I speak from experience.
It'll bring up Blair Beck. Beck today is 0 for 2 with a walk. 1 for 3 yesterday with a single. Beck hitting 186 on the year. Pitch outside for a ball from Cepeda, man who played for the High Point Rockers before coming to Evansville. High Point, North Carolina.
Yep.
And one thing about High Point is there's a big furniture factory there.
Yes, there is.
The 1-0, fly ball, go foul down the first base line, out of play. And the one thing, when Cepeda was introduced to the Otters, we were chatting one day in batting practice. I was out there attempting to shag balls in the outfield, but ultimately the guys with the gloves were able to do that. But Cepeda is familiar with the fast food chain in North Carolina known as Cookout. The 1-1, inside corner for a strike. Now, Bill, Cookout is a late night kind of dive where it's hot dogs, hamburgers. So for $5, you can get a sandwich, 2 dogs, or whatever the case may be as your main entree, 2 sides, and a drink for $5. And if you upgraded for $1 more, as the next pitch from Cepeda is high upstairs for a ball, evening the count at 2. For $1 more, you could add a milkshake to your meal to make it a $6 tray.
I think you mentioned that on the radio one night, and you said you always go for the milkshake.
Yes. Mint Oreo.
Right.
Is what I went for.
I remember you saying that.
This pitch is a ball high behind the batter. Beck. Count moves to 3-2.
You got to remember what you say on the radio, because I recall everything. I listen attentively.
Well, hopefully you can remember good things.
Well, I do.
Good or interesting. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. And a big strikeout there from Cepeda. There's out number 2.
You know, the most effective pitch all day long for no matter which pitcher, whether it's been for or against the Otters, has been that curveball. And I'll tell you, a lot of the pitchers have gotten strikeouts or a lot of swings and misses strictly on their curveball. And we've seen quite a few good ones.
Runner on second. Bryn Martinez to the plate. He gets a called strike on the outside corner. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Martinez today is 0 for 3 with a walk. Has 2 flyouts and a ground out. Straub on deck if we get to it. 0-1 the count. Cepeda from the belt. He'll kick and fire. Now throws to second. And it is not in time. The ball dropped out of Maselli's glove at the last second.
Yeah.
He was done.
He was. You know, you work on that play quite a bit during the year, and
Well, I remember you saying yesterday that I may have said that the play was dead, as there's a swing and a miss on a good breaking ball there from Cepeda, counted 0-2. There may have been a time where either a base runner for the Otters or their opponent was out like a dead duck.
Okay.
That would have been another time I would have said the word dead to describe something in baseball.
that might have been it. Okay. I don't recall exactly right now.
No worries. 0-2, a called strike 3. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and Cepeda gets a strikeout, back-to-back strikeouts in this inning. The Otters will have one last opportunity to try to tie this game as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Otters down 3-1 to the Thunderbolts. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Hey, all you Blues fans, we're excited to see you at this year's WC Handy Blues and Barbecue Festival, Wednesday, June 12th to Saturday, June 15th at Audubon Mill Park in Henderson, Kentucky. If you'd like to know more information on the WC Handy Blues and Barbecue Festival, you can visit their website at www.handyblues.org. And remember, A Case of the Blues is your home for blues in the tri-state on 91.5 FM WUEV.
The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The pizza brick road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the pizza brick road. Road down to Tyroni's. The pizza brick road. The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's.
Free music, ticket giveaways, artist interviews, and jazz that cooks the blues away. The sounds are perking hot in the Jazz Cafe. I'm Paul Mattingly. I bring all that is jazz and focus on some of the best in area music and culture. Tune into the Jazz Cafe every Friday from 3 until 6 p.m. If online music is your obsession, catch us at WUEV.org. 91.5 UEV is your only place for jazz in the tri-state.
Welcome to the bottom of the 9th here at Bossy Field. Otters down by a score of 3-1. On the mound, Dylan Prohoroff, the closer for the Thunderbolts. In 11.2 innings pitched, he's got 10 strikeouts, an ERA of 0, and 6 saves on the year.
Repeat that. ERA of 0.
ERA of 0.
He hasn't given up a run and has 6 saves.
Yep.
I'd say this guy belongs on the All-Star team.
So we're going to have 2 pinch hitters back-to-back. Pinch hitting for Jack Maggs will be Josh Williams.
Now, what's the story on Williams? I don't know anything about him.
Williams was similar to Irby. They were both on the injured list, waiting for their opportunity to have a chance.
Now, they didn't make any road trips or anything.
Irby has actually made all the road trips.
He has, and been on the DL?
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Williams hits the ball very far in batting practice. He gets an opportunity right here. He's going to be sitting on a fastball most likely. Has a count 0-1. The left-handed batter, Williams, against the right-handed pitcher in Prohoroff. Next pitch. Man, Prohoroff releases that one quick. That's a ball outside. Prohoroff has to be throwing minimum 93, 94. The 1-1 to Williams. Swing and a miss. Fastball right there. Count at 1-2.
He went chasing a high outside pitch on that one.
Wanted to golf it. On deck will be Dakota Phillips.
The pitcher just shook off 3 pitches.
The 1-2 to Williams. Foul down the third base line. out of play.
You don't see that very often. A pitcher shaking off 3 different pitches.
I guess he just wants to throw the gas all the way.
Yes, I guess so. But, I mean, you got 4 pitches? My goodness. That's unusual.
The 1-2 to Williams. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That one had some sinking action. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the 9th. Bring up Dakota Phillips. Saw Phillips yesterday. He was 2 for 3 with 2 singles.
Yeah.
The Nacogdoches, Texas native, pinch hitting for Justin Irby. First pinch hit appearance for Phillips. Otters are 1 for 2 with pinch hitter situations. First pitch to Dakota, outside for a ball. Count at 1-0. Otters only have 1 run on 9 hits today, an RBI single from Mike Rizzatello back in the 2nd. Since then, they've been shut out. The 1-0, called strike on the outside corner. Both a left-handed batter against a right-handed pitcher matchup. Back-to-back batters for the Otters. 3 runs on 7 hits for the Thunderbolts. They lead 3-1. The pitch. Fly ball will go foul down the third base line. Count moves to 1-2. See, the last time we saw 9th inning theatrics for the Otters was when Ryan Long hit the walk-off single against Florence. Okay. And then before that was the Chase Hansen RBI single against Florence in the first game of the series. The 1-2, swing and a miss, drop third strike, and Phillips will be out at first for out number 2. So the drop third strike is if the catcher drops the ball on the third strike, he has to throw down to first base to make sure it's the final out. Because if not, then Phillips could be safe at first base.
If he runs.
If he runs and reaches there safely.
If he heads toward the dugout, he's automatically out.
I think so.
Because he conceded that he's out. You know,
David Cronin to the plate, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th.
You remember Benito Santiago, the catcher for the San Diego Padres?
I don't think so.
Well, anyway, spring training. He was 1984. We were in spring training in Major League Club, and he was catching, and it was a third strike in the dirt.
Cronin has a 1-on-1 count.
And the batter stood there, and he just picked it up and fired a shot down the first base. He had a great arm. And he came back, and I said, Benito, no, don't ever do that again. The runner's there. Just tag him. Otherwise, you could throw it wild.
The 1-1 to Cronin, outside for a ball.
And he said, me got great arm. Me got great arm. Me told him out. Yes, that's true. And then later in the season, we were playing the San Francisco Giants, and he did throw it in right field, and we lost the game. We ended up losing the pennant by 1 game. Take that back. We might have won.
The 2-1 to Cronin, ground ball over to Winningham. We'll flip it over to the pitcher, Prohorov, and that's the game. The Otters fall to the Thunderbolts in Game 2 of this 3-game set. Rubber match tomorrow night. It'll be the 5th consecutive rubber match the Otters will play in as many as 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know it.
We'll come back with post-game thoughts in the post-game show. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on 91.5 WUEV.
The University of Evansville bookstore, located on the first floor of UE's Ridgeway Center, is your one-stop shop for University of Evansville apparel and gifts. The bookstore features various UE items, including clothing from Nike, J America, and Cotton Exchange. The bookstore is open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30, and Saturday, 10 to 2. Parking is available on Walnut Street and in UE's H-Lot. The UE bookstore can also be found on the web at evansville.bkstr.com. The University of Evansville bookstore.
The University of Evansville's Department of Creative Writing is one of the few schools in the country to offer a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Creative Writing. Award-winning and widely published faculty teach in genre fiction, humor writing, digital media, screenwriting, creative nonfiction, and contemporary poetry. Students edit nationally and internationally recognized publications such as the Evansville Review and Measure. This hands-on experience with professional writers, editors, and publishers prepares students for graduate school or careers as editors and publishers. Visit creativewriting.evansville.edu for more information.
Does your business need rebranding? Are you worried you aren't reaching your target audience? Well, look no further. The University of Evansville is proud to announce Embrace, a new student-run marketing and communication agency. Embrace provides clients with thorough industry research, brand development strategies, and the creation of a wide range of materials and media. Visit www.embracemarcom.com to learn more. That's www.embracemarcom.com. Embrace your full potential today.
At the University of Evansville, you will receive an academic scholarship. You will be taught by talented, engaged professors committed to your success.
We will help you change the world.
You will have the opportunity to study abroad.
UE will change your life.
This is a place where we change the world. Come change it with us.
Game show, Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. We wish we had better news to tell you, but the Otters unfortunately lost by a score of 3-1. They scored the first run of the game back in the second inning on an RBI single from Mike Rizzatello, but that was it. And that would be the first of probably the Otters only had 2 opportunities today. They had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the 5th, but they couldn't get another run across the board. We have to tip our cap to the starting pitcher for the Windy City Thunderbolts, Chris Washington, the lefty. He gets the win today. The Otters were shut out basically after the second inning. It was not the best hitting performance by the Otters today. The Thunderbolts were able to tie the game on a solo home run by Shane Carrier, and then they will take the lead in the 7th on a 2-run RBI single by Trey Fulton. Fulton has been the guy who has hurt the Otters throughout this series. He had the RBI double yesterday. He could have had a home run in the 9th inning of last night, and instead, he gets the single. Today, he has the 2-run RBI, and then he gets another single on top of that. So, Fulton, the man responsible for why the Thunderbolts have scored any runs in these past 2 games.
Yeah, and there he is over there now, still in unit. No, I guess that's a different catcher. No, that's him. That's him. He's going down there. He's still got his catching equipment on. But anyway, you're right. Fulton has been the pain in the neck. How's that for the Otters? And, you know, it reminds me of another catcher by the name of Gigello, who was one time a Otter catcher and for some reason ended up with another team in the Frontier League. And every time, whether it was home here in Otterville or whether it was his home base, whatever, I think it was River City, but I'm not sure. Anyway, he hurt us. Home runs, doubles, RBIs. It seems that catchers, I'll tell you what, you got to watch out for them.
Now, in our pregame interview, we interviewed Bobby Siegel, the hitting coach of the Otters, who we want to wish a happy 35th birthday to. But he said that the Otters need to have quality at-bats. And I don't think there were a lot of quality at-bats today for the Otters. Rizzatello had the RBI, and the base runners who were on base when the bases were loaded, those guys had quality at-bats. But the Otters weren't able to string together a sequence of quality at-bats and knock in a run. I think sometimes that's just baseball, and we have to give credit to Tyler Vail. He did end up with the loss, but he pitched well enough to win. He only made 2 mistakes the whole day. It just so happened that those 2 mistakes were the home run and the RBI double to Fulton.
Oh, I'll agree with you. Overall, I mean, the Otters played pretty good baseball today. The pitching was good. They did have 9 hits, but that's enough to win any ball game. Just that they didn't bunch them together or take advantage of the opportunity. But their fielding was good. The pitching was good. They did hit, but they just a combination of nothing was together to win. But overall, what can you say? I mean, they played hard. They swung. They made contact with the bat. So I'm going to say no, it was a loss, but yet it was a pretty good game.
9 runners left on base for the Otters. They only bring 1 run across the board, 1 run on 9 hits. They get the loss. The Thunderbolts get the win. They have 3 runs on 7 hits. I don't know if we pick an MVP, but I have to give it to Fulton, if anything. Trey Fulton deserves the MVP.
Oh, well,
for
again,
today,
he was
if we had to pick
exceptional.
one.
He's been exceptional in to the 2 games, as you said. I mean, you believed and I believed that the ball that went out of this ballpark was a home run, but the umpire behind the plate called it a home run. However, after the discussion with the base umpire, they reversed it and said, no, foul ball. So that was a great break for the Otters. But taking that away, the thing is, Fulton, no matter what time or what place, hit the ball solidly and was a pain.
Yes.
I leave it there with the pain.
No worries. Well, we have the rubber match tomorrow night, 6:30 start. Bud Light Thirsty Thursday at Bossy Field tomorrow night. Half price on Bud Light drafts here at Bossy Field as one of the handful of promotions here in the 25th anniversary of the Evansville Otters. For Bill McCune and our radio engineer, Mr. Paul Mr. Paul Pregame, back in the studio, I want to give a shout-out to everyone in Otterville listening in, all the way on the East Coast, especially the Mainline Marketplace in Wayne, Pennsylvania. My coworkers were listening to the game while we were doing it on the air. My coworkers back in Wayne, Pennsylvania, as well as those listening in the Midwest, as well as on the West Coast, all the way in Otterville land. It is spread out wide throughout the country. For Bill McCune and Paul Pregame back in the studio, I'm Dave Nguyen signing off. Once again, Otters fall to the Windy City Thunderbolts by a score of 3-1. Rubber match tomorrow, 6:35 start and 6:15 pregame show.